Hello. Hello. Hello, Pee-wee. Pee-wee, are you there, Pee-wee? I am going to put the link in the chat for whosoever will come up and join. Wanting to talk about whatever. Whatever. Who we got here? Oh, looks like my friend Blaine Rayleigh with Rayleigh Creative Travel is in the house. Someone's here. I always feel like that Blaine is watching me. Blaine, I got my new light figured out. Just in time to realize I need makeup. Oh my gosh. Some things it's just bad luck seeing. Why will my channel not come up? Now see, this is what I don't understand. Here we go. I'm live now. Where'd Blaine go? Blaine. What gives, buddy? You're in trouble, Blaine. I'm sending people. I am sending people your way. Unless you're out recruiting directly, I'm going to send people your okay. You're out of it just in time. Just in time, Blaine. Getting ready to put up my video. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. What's the weather like? No, that's not the one. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone. It's Friday. I hope you're doing well. It's Friday, and I've lost my man voice, and I have a little girl's voice. I'm just a little boy. I want to be a boy. I'm doing work while I listen. Well, I'm listening while I work. Talking about tower power. Anybody else want to talk about tower power? Tower power. That is today's 5-minute video. Wait, what? Is it made for kids? No, it's not made for kids. Why would it be? I don't get it. I don't know. Sounds like mommy hit you in the bits talking in that voice. Yeah, right? Tenor voice. Take your troubles to the altar and leave them there. Used to sing tenor. And I used to sing baritone too, believe it or not. Doing work while I live. Oh, okay. I'm watching on 3 different screens. Blaine, I settled on this combo light. Got a little bit of the, yellow and the white. Because this is the yellow only. It's hard for me to see with that light. That's my favorite, but it doesn't do anything for me. That seems to be somewhere in between. So we're going to call it a compromise and go with that. Is this tablet charged yet? You know what? The guy on the screen just flipped me off. Oh my gosh. What am I doing with him? I ain't putting up with that. I am not putting up with it. I'm going to exercise the latest Christian smackdown on his Oh, sorry. I'm gonna pray for him. Hope God give him a better attitude. Mom sing bass, daddy sing dinner. Me and little brother, we join right in. Wow, taking me back. It's been a couple years since then, Blaine. It has been a couple decades, millennia ago. These are stale. They're good normally, but they're stale this time. Anybody have those? Anybody like them? You can have them. They're like jelly beans, except they're jelly beans. I mean, they're normally good. This bag is just stale. I've said that at least once or twice already. I think they're stale. Yeah. Have we established that they were stale? Yeah. So you know what? I was hoping Plump would be on here too, because I wanted to talk to anybody that would about suicide. I'm not considering it, but I've spent a lot of years in ministry dealing with this topic. And we live in perilous, perilous times. I would be grateful for anyone who wants to join. That's why I put the chat in there. Oh, this is crap. Is anybody up here? Excuse me. I'll get some medicine. I gotta get some medicine. Be right back. Having chest pain. Sorry. I'm coming. I'm coming back. Okay. Gonna give it another try. Settle down. Break me off a piece of that harmony bar. Okay, as I was saying a moment ago, talking about suicide. Glad to see Mr. Tyler is here. He's 14. He can give us a wonderful perspective on how young people view suicide. I considered it when I was young. I considered it when I was in middle age, and I consider it in retirement. I'm talking about several things, though. As I said a minute ago, let me get a drink. I'm still having trouble breathing. This is not a big deal, I don't think. If it is, I'll shut the show down and go to the hospital and spend another week. Sailing Away with T and K is here. Hello again. TJ, you'll be happy to know I finally got a professional light. Thankful to my friend who decided that the overhead light just was not cutting it. So he sent me a makeup light. Talking about suicide, why do people ponder it and why do they go through with it? That's two questions. There are many people who have thought about killing themselves. There's not so many that have gone through with it. I know a lot of people have. I've spent a lot of years of my ministry, the last 40 years, dealing with this. I've had to stand over too many caskets and too many crying mothers and fathers and siblings, grandparents, clerical staff. Clergy staff is at least impacted by it. Good question. They're all their wicks. They're at their wits' end. It's selfish, of course, but it's a sickness and sad. Okay, I've heard that said many times. Agreed? Anybody agree? Disagree? If you disagree, give your opinion. Blaine's offered his. I've heard many people say that. This is not a right or wrong. That's one thing you'll find out about this topic. It's diverse. Am I getting an echo, by the way? I hope I'm not making an echo because I do have this on 3 different devices. No, I don't. I have it on 2 devices. My fault. Well, what drives a person to think about suicide? Not to do it, but what drives them to think about doing it? Blaine says it's because they're at their wits' end. I gotta get the hot dog out of my teeth. Sorry. All right. So you're back to old man face again. This seems harsh when I say sickness. Didn't mean it that way. It's a problem that people can't hardly deal with. Yeah, Blaine, it doesn't seem harsh. Death is pretty harsh, especially when it's not planned, when it's something that a human being takes upon herself, rather than leave in the hands of God. That's a very serious thing, in my opinion. Stress, depression, and financial. Where are my glasses? They're over here. There we go. I gotta have glasses so I can see Blaine's writing. Here we go. Over here. Over there. There we go. Better. Much better. Stress, depression, and financial issues. Yeah. Not enough money. Why is that so important anyway? It didn't used to be. How many of you have grandparents still living? And I don't mean to bring up painful memories for Kayla. I hope Kayla's not listening. However, it sounds like Kayla had an incredible grandfather. May he ever rest in peace until we be joined with him in that holy place one day soon. Beautiful tribute to her papa. Beautiful. Bishop Reprogel passed away last week. He was 92, I think, or 94. Spent many years under his tutelage in Indiana growing up. He was the district leader for the entire district of Indiana. He certainly took advantage of good advantage of my talents and abilities and gave me opportunity after opportunity, encouraged me, promoted me. So grateful. Went on to be with the Lord. But that was something that God organized. He lived, I think last week he was 94. And so he's no longer with us. Sailing. I'm out of, I'm out of grandparents, sadly. Yeah, same goes. I never had grandparents. My grandfathers lived until I was about 10 years old, both of them, respectively. Well, no, my mother's dad lived till I graduated high school, but I saw him about 3 times. He lived on a farm and 7 days a week, 24/7. It was just farm, 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 till he collapsed at 85 and died. That was the way of the farmer, you know. He made his living off the land, made no apology for it, and he was a good man for it. Gave us $5 each every year at Christmas. Teeth time. Um, Teeth time. And there's a James Bond movie that has that scene in it. The guy yanks his teeth out. It's important to me as long as I have family and friends. That's all I need. Agreed. That is your priorities, Blaine, and mine happen to line up. Adventures of David and Aaron, welcome. My grandmother just turned 89. Well, you're blessed. I'm assuming this is David. You're blessed, David, to still have your grandmother. My father is 87 now. My mother died 1 month ago today. And my dad is having a terrible time finding out what to do with life. He is 5'2" and 104 pounds. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to drink water. He just wants to go be with mother. And I can't blame him because I can't say, well, Dad, you're 87. You got 40 more years to live. You should go do this and do that and whatever. I don't know. I can't offer him any anecdotes. Tommy Lasorda passed today at age 93. Did not know Tommy Lasorda was still even alive. David, we are on the topic, not to be a downer for a Friday, we're on the topic of suicide. We're trying to figure out what drives people to it. And then what makes them follow through with it. Because there are a lot of people that have thoughts of dying, but they don't have thoughts of killing themselves. I've spent much of my ministry dealing with this topic. And I want to touch base on it, but I don't, not necessarily to clear my conscience, because my conscience is clear before God, but to bring awareness and understanding to people's hearts and minds about a very sensitive and sometimes misunderstood topic. A lot of people have ideas that they cling to regarding suicide, especially biblical ideas. If you do suicide, this will happen. If you do a suicide, this won't happen. A, B, C, D, E. Well, what say you? No matter who you are, what's your opinion today? This is an open forum. We're a judgment-free forum. Only putting this out there for you to benefit from. If you're like me, you're probably a little behind the times. Hopefully you're not like me. I tend to jot down little notes, just jot something down on paper, put a note in your phone or on your organizer, whatever, however you keep track of your notes. If there's a book title that comes up and you're someone who likes to read and likes nonfiction, get a self-help book and learn how to deal with people. Learn the signs to look for. I am having a wonderful Friday, David. David, it's on the West Coast. It is 12:43, 10:43 on the West Coast. How are you? Because your workday is still in the first half. Oh, by the way, everybody, I just put out my 5-minute video. It's called Tower Power. It talks about the Sears Tower. It's kind of interesting. If you watch it, tell me if you can live in a foundation. I want to know if you can live in the foundation. Put that in your mind. Oh, my beard's itchy. I'm not the judge of what happens between them and God regarding suicide. That's between their judgment. Yes, agreed, Blaine. I have people often ask me, "Well, do you think so?" I'm like, no, stop right there. I can't answer that. I would be stepping into God's job, and I don't even try that. When I was young, I thought I would say, here's what I think. God doesn't need my help or assistance in any way, at any time, for any reason. If I feel like there's something that I can share that will bring glory to Christ, then I do that. Very seldom does that happen. Most of the time, not most. Well, yeah, most. More often than not, people are caught up in, let me say the right word here. They're caught up in, I'm not wanting to say dogma, but religious rules, rituals and rites and things that don't have necessarily to do so much with relationship. Although there are some religions that depend entirely on rituals. So I don't want to discount their religion either. Does that make sense? I know my Catholic brothers and sisters, the Catholics depend on their rituals, and their rituals represent their relationship. Pentecostals speak in tongues, and that's our relationship. And people look at us and say, "Oh my God, that's devil possession." Well, it's not devil possession, but neither is it bad to be Catholic. It's the same difference. Let's see. God, I'm not the judge. Okay. Whoa. Wrong one. I'm going to highlight that. Let me put this back in here for anybody who wants to come up. I would love to have you. We're going to do that. And we're going to put, I feel like I have got hair growing 3 feet up into my nose. Oh, my mustache is crazy. TJ, if you're still there, how old did your grandparents live to? Were they 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100? I don't think you're that old. But it depends on where you're at in the pecking order of your family. Anybody who wants to come up, I'd love to have you. Love to have you. A lot of times the reason there's such stigma around this issue is because nobody wants to talk about it. Starting with the phone calls. Hey, Cousin Judy, this is Cousin Dave. Yeah, okay, so maybe are you sitting down? Yeah, Bobby, uh, uh, you know, Bobby had kind of had some problems, and they don't want to just come out and say, well, Bobby's dead, and they're trying to think of the best way, and they think that suicide is a worse way to die than getting shot in the head by somebody. But the fact of the matter is, there are plenty of people that shoot themselves in the head, and it's suicide. Victoria, my dear, look at this beautiful lady that's here. Victoria May, welcome, welcome, welcome. A beautiful lady is always welcome in the chat. TJ is answering my question about the age of his grandparents. Everyone, we're talking about suicide. We're suggesting that no one commit it while on this chat or any other chat for that matter. Live life to its fullest. But we want to know, what about suicide? What about it? Can we look around the people that are around us and learn something from them and pay attention and say, oh God, that person might be showing some signs. What are the signs? Now I'm asking questions pretending that I don't know this. This comes from 40 years in this line of work. I've had to deal with it more often than I care to. If you weren't here at the beginning of the hour, I was talking about having to stand at the casket and watch 3 and 4 generations mourn over the death of a 7-year-old that hung himself. A 7-year-old hung himself from his light cord. I didn't even know kids like that could get depressed. When I was 7, I played in the dirt and then ate half the dirt and thought I was having a great time in life. Times change. The world has changed. Rafael Viso, here's a good man all the way from the great country of Spain via the wonderful city, the great city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you. My chest pain is way better. Thank God for that. TJ, I had asked TJ if he was still on here, how old were his grandparents when they died? He says 60s and 70s. I did not have my grandparents much of their lives. They were alive. My granddad, one of my grandfathers, was alive until I was 18. And then he passed away during my senior year of high school. However, I didn't know him well. They lived very hard lives, but they lived long lives. He was 85 years old. They had extreme poverty. The reason I didn't know him is because he had to work 8 days a week. A member of a Amanda family committed suicide by shooting himself in the head, but this guy was doing great. New wife, new job, new house, the nicest guy ever. No sins at all. Okay, this is not uncommon, Raphael. I'm sorry, folks. My nose is itching. I've got a mustache that's this thick, and it feels like it's gnawing on my face. What about that? Have you ever been to a funeral and watched, and everybody did this number? He had everything in the world to live for. Why'd she do it? Why the more men do it than women? But both sexes do it. What in the world were they thinking? And there's all the questions and no answers. And you think, well, if somebody was poor, down on their luck, and had nothing, that might be a little bit more to wrap your head around, I would think. I've been poor. I've been down to nothing. I've been homeless. And I didn't want to kill myself. I didn't feel like living, but I didn't want to kill myself. My personal self, I feared God's wrath. Feeling the battle that life sucks can hit any age for sure, says Victoria. Victoria, you're right, my dear. You're exactly right. We've got another beautiful lady on here. It's my neighbor to the north, and that is Cheryl Rusinski. I've been watching a lot of videos about NDEs. It's a very interesting topic. I don't fear death. It's all good on the other side. Cheryl, I've got to get back to work now. Okay, Cheryl, thank you for dropping in on your break. We're so glad to have you. You're welcome in my chat anytime. You know that. We'll go back up to this one that Raphael put on here. Somebody want to analyze that and tackle that one? These are things that ministers sit around and talk about. What are we going to do about this? This is crazy. What about these kids that are killing themselves? What about these housewives that are killing themselves. These are typical ministry topics. Yeah, it's all fun in the sun and we're all getting rich. Not. You don't get into this line of work to make money, but it is noble work. I don't want you to think that I'm complaining because I'm not. I'm grateful for it. Good afternoon, Papa Mozo. I'm waiting for my daughter's visit. Well, John of J&N Travel, we are so happy to have you. We are on a Friday afternoon discussing the happy topic of suicide. Now, I'm afraid it's not as happy as I would like to, but it's something that needs discussed, and we want to know what anybody and everybody thinks or has an opinion about it. It's a judgment-free zone. No right or wrong answer here, and nobody's ganging up on anyone else, but everyone is free to express his and or her opinion on here. Suicide, who does it? Why do they do it? Are there people that think about it that don't go through with it? Yes. The ones that think about it but don't act on it. What holds them back from acting on it? Or what pushes them over the edge? And they say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I have to do this. I feel a compulsion. I got to do it. What makes them do that? What makes them think that way? It's a disease, and a lot of times it's inherited. Okay, that's Victoria. Okay, Victoria, you said something that Blaine. Oh, I missed your comment. There we go. That Blaine said earlier in the chat. Blaine said the exact same thing. So there's a couple people that feel that way. What say the rest of you? John, you're from an older generation, not old, but older. I think you're older than I am, or close, at least over 50. I got my new light in today. I would like to thank a friend of mine who made does anyone know what an alm is? ALM? Alm? ALM. Alan loves music. ALM. No. It's a biblical term. It's an offering of sorts, typically given to the poor. But I guess he felt like I was poor. Which where one of those lights was concerned, I guess I was poor. I don't know how much those things cost, but I give him thanks and appreciation for contributing to my YouTube channel. Very nice of him to think of me. He's a pastor too, by the way. He's dealt with these issues. Boy, was making timing bad. Very sad topic. I think everyone has the urge down deep at one point in their life. Agreed, John. Like the category older, but I'll have to settle for old. Laura in New York. Laura, I don't remember seeing your name, my dear, but welcome to the chat this Friday afternoon. We're talking about today's topic is suicide. It's not always this sad. And if you're not committing suicide, it's not sad at all. It means you found something to drive you away from suicide, because there are plenty of people who thought about it and said, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then they jump off of a building or they do kill themselves somehow. And it's not sad if you avoid that. It's a good thing if you avoid that. Especially if you look around and you find family or friends or both who love you and want to help you and want to support you. Maybe they don't even know how. Are there resources? If you have been brave enough, or if you have had a relative that you have referred to a company or an organization or anything, I want you to, if you would put it in the chat right now, just so others could write it down. We don't have to, if you want to say something about it, you can. I'm just going to acknowledge it and move on. But I want to get information in people's hands, and that is the purpose of today's special topic. There are plenty of topics, and you guys know I love to laugh as much as the next. But can I just tell you, as a pastor, I've had thoughts of suicide? Yeah, sure have. I was raised, now, this is my belief, okay? Not preaching this to you, I'm just telling you how I was raised. I was raised to believe if you committed suicide, you were going to die and go to hell. No choice. That's it. That's all. It's over. I'm not telling you I believe that today as a 54-year-old man. Just telling you how I was raised and what my mindset was. A lot of times it held me back. And that's okay. But I'm so thankful that the love of God had a stronger hold on me, and that the people coming in around me and hugging me when they didn't know what I was going through. And by the people, I'm talking about my family, especially my family. I have a wife and 3 daughters that love me very much, especially when my son passed 15 years ago yesterday. Very, very difficult. And when people come around, embrace and say, I don't even know what to do. I have no idea what to say. No words. Just want you to know I love you. I love you. Sometimes that can be enough. Maybe not every time, but sometimes. Jane in Travels, good to see everybody. Everybody says, hey, Laura in New York. It's Mom Bell of New York, Second Channel. Laura's been sneaky. That's Laura Loki, Mom Bell of New York. Okay. Well, Laura in New York, it is very good to have you here on the Papa Mozo. We're having Frankly Friday. We're talking frankly about suicide. Do you know anyone who's committed suicide? What were the resources that you used to help them? Why did they do it in the first place? Weekend RVing is here. They might be able to help me with this glorious, glorious carol. Blaine, you or Weekend RV? Oh, I lost it. Weekend RVing or Blaine? I know Blaine's here. I thought I saw Weekend RVing. I'm not seeing it on either screen. I'm looking for Carol of she had a giveaway weeks ago, like a couple months ago, I think. And she said she was supposed to send me something, and I told her the other night that I didn't get it. I think I did. But I don't know. If you know who she is, can you send me her email to papamozo@yahoo.com? Or you know what, Blaine, if you can get it and know it, just text me. Text my phone. I know her name is Carol, but not Car Key Carol. It's the Glorious Life in a Van, or whatever. Glorious Carol. Okay, so we got Glorious Carol and Car Key Carol. Somebody get me in touch with Glorious Carol. I have heard people committing suicide when they have terminal diseases. Yes, and they have no care to live. They just give up. Wow. Huge one, and a huge, and Blaine, you're in the ministry. Huge moral question. And this is when people when they really don't know what to do, even if they have good teaching, they're torn between issues like this. They'll come and they'll say, but Pastor, my mother has been a faithful member of the Second Baptist of Church with Signs and Wonders following. for 75 years and and doesn't want to die of pancreatic cancer and shouldn't have to because she's given her whole life to the work of the Lord. And do you think she should have to endure this? That's not for me to call. That is a decision I cannot make. You're asking your pastor an impossible question. The pastor cannot provide that answer. He can provide an answer, but it's not his place to. Neither is it yours. It's a discussion you need to have with your mother. And I'm using that. Please don't say I'm just saying mothers. I'm just saying in this particular instance. Have this conversation years ahead of time. Put advanced directives in place within the legal system of your state and that meet the moral values and views of your loved one. And let me just say, the moral values and views of your state may change if you, number one, change states, or number two, change your views, or number three, the law changes where you live. Stay up on that type of stuff if you have an aging relative, and we all do. Daniel Fields, hello all. Hello, Daniel. Very good to have you. Daniel, we're on the happy topic of suicide. I hope you're not killing yourself, at least on this chat. We are asking ourselves questions. Why do people feel the need to kill themselves? Why do they feel the desire to follow it through if they do follow it through? And if they follow it through, why do they follow it through? What stops some people but pushes others on over the edge? Is it an outside force? Is it an inside force? One, both? Is it Satan? Do tell. Najuma's here. Victoria May. I grew up with my mother trying to kill herself over and over, being in and out of institutions almost my whole life. Oh, poor thing. Plump, welcome, Plump. Good to have you. Najuma Brown saying hi to Plump. Papa Mozo, Plump. Hey, Najuma Brown saying hi to Blaine, or Blaine saying hi to Najuma. So we're talking about suicide. We're wanting everyone's opinion. We have a lot of good participation here. I like seeing everyone talk. I'm operating under my new light where I look flawless and gorgeous as ever. Yes. Where's my brush? Where'd my brush go? Mommy! Wretch. Where's my brush? Oh, never mind. Oh. You took my brush. Now I can't be devastating. Where's my brush? Oh, I found it. Now, I'm back to the devastating life. See there how that works? See when you're striking and stunning like this and it has some good looks? Yes. Very lovely indeed. Okay, where did we leave off? Daniel, hello everyone. Oh, okay, grew up with my mother. Yeah. Link for anyone. Okay, what's this a link for, Blaine? Oh, that's for to come up. Yeah. I think Larry is going to come up. Anyone else is welcome to. This is your open invitation. If you have something that you feel like, hey, it happened in my family and we didn't understand it and we still don't understand it. And here's what we missed. And here's what we wish we would have caught. Maybe you can catch this in your family. Well, then be sweet and share with the group. Depression is a disease. Let me get this. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there is the link. Blaine has already put that on there. Thank you, Blaine. Victoria wanted to. Okay. Uh, okay, so Victoria wanted to come up. Okay, well, Victoria hit the little, I think, right? I don't have to highlight that, do I, Blaine? Or do I? Anyway, I do want to thank my friend who got me this little circle mirror in front of me. Unfortunately, I'm still the same ugly, loving person that you have to put up with. Someone is here. Ding dong. You have a guest at your door, and it's none other than the lovely Victoria May with the Life Unfiltered. Hello and welcome, Victoria.
Hi, Papa Mozo.
How
Yeah,
are
this
you, love?
pretty serious topic.
Very
It was,
heavy.
uh,
Very heavy for a lunchtime, isn't it?
and it's a good one well, it's not good, but it's one that I have a lot of experience with. So I
Well,
thought,
Victoria, we wanted to. I have spent more than my share looking down over caskets that were opened with teenagers lying in them, and mothers standing there beside me, clinging to my breast, crying their eyes out. Why did this happen? Why did it? And their child gone too soon at their own hands. Me not being able to offer much comfort other than to say, well, sister so and so, I love you. The church is here for you. We'll do everything we can to help you. And if there's something you can think of that we can help with, please let us know. And I mean, what could we do? We couldn't create a child for her. Um,
right.
we wanted to make sure today. I had talked to a friend of mine yesterday who has some experience on this topic, and I wanted to make sure that we got this information into the hands of people who, even if they haven't dealt with it themselves, maybe they know somebody who has, and maybe they could write down a resource to say, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to write this down and keep this in the back of my Bible. Um, Maybe it'll be something that will, not now. No, I'm on YouTube right now. Maybe I could keep this in the back of my Bible. Blaine has put the link up there. Victoria May is one of my guests, but certainly not the only one. Victoria, tell us what's on your mind today, dear.
Well, you were saying what you can do what can you do to help somebody and to know signs of suicide. And I can only say my own experience. One of the symptoms that you will see before somebody gets to that point is they're going to be like manically happy. They will be so happy and on top of the world right before. I mean, that's a person, I'm saying, a person who has an illness of depression. They're they have these high highs and then they crash all of a sudden. If you can see that, well, wow, this person is really hyper happy right now, that's a good sign, that the next step. And all I can say is stay around that person, watch them, um, and when they do have those crashes, when they come down hard, they need reassurance that the world isn't going to end, that they'll get through it, and tomorrow will be another day. Or if it's that they're having financial problems, maybe take that little extra effort to help them find a way, a resource, somehow to help with the finances or whatever it is. If you can find out what it is that's
Big
made
if. Big
them
if.
that way. Try to help them resolve it. Be their back, because a lot of times that's all they need. Now, I told you I grew up watching my mother go through it. There is, on the other hand, people like my mother. My mother did it for attention. Thank God she never died, and sometimes that's the whole thing. People are doing it because they're craving that attention. And if they're not getting it, they might try that to get the attention. And it's a total accident if they die.
I would rather them do it 100 times and fail, doing it for attention,
Right,
than to do it only one time for attention and succeed.
right. But see, that's a lot of the cases, in my opinion, is that they're doing it for the attention and there was nobody there to intercede,
Yes.
to call 911 for an overdose or a gunshot that maybe they could have survived from. There was nobody there to help them. My mother was lucky. There was always somebody there to find her and to get her the help. And I think she knew that that's how it would happen. So thank God she's 84 years old and still alive. But it is an inherited thing in a lot of cases. Um, it ran in my mother's family and it also ran in my father's family a little bit. And I suffer from it.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I suffer from it very badly. But through the years with my husband behind me, um, to help me when I go through those, I can talk to him. I can tell him what I'm going through, and he will talk me through it. He just knowing that he's there, keeping an eye on me, is a lot of help. It truly is.
Sounds like your husband is pretty well in tune to your situation.
Well, we've been in love with each other ever since I was 16 and he was 18. So
Well,
we really,
that's only 10 years ago, right?
I wish, I wish. But the first time I ever tried to kill myself, Papa Mozo, I was 10 years old.
Oh my.
So,
You know what? I don't think you were in here earlier or were you when I was talking about the 7-year-old?
yes, I was here. And the thing is, it's just more, more about it, I think, now, because there is so much more media and the internet and all that, so you're hearing about it more. Back when I was a child and children were doing that, you didn't have the resources to hear about that kind of stuff. And people, it was a no-no to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about their family having these problems.
That's what I said at the very beginning of the hour. It's a taboo subject.
It
Uh,
very much is.
and that is the
It's hard for
reason
me
we're
to get up
talking on
here
Friday afternoon.
and say, hey, I have those problems. It's
Right.
hard.
That is why we're spending time on a Friday afternoon of all times to talk about this. We'll talk about Friday night good times, whatever the weekend's over. Everybody's working for the weekend. We'll talk about that later this evening. But right now, we need to talk about a serious topic and be sensitive on this Friday night and on the weekend, on the Saturday, when everybody's busy whooping it up. We need to look perhaps at the person you're talking about who seems to be extremely, extremely happy. Uh, this is another friend of ours. I want you to make him welcome. That's our friend Larry, Plump Travel.
Larry.
Larry is from Powell River, British Columbia. Larry, my brother and my friend, welcome into the chat. We were here with Victoria May.
Yes, I've been listening.
Okay, excellent, excellent. You have your Tim Hortons coffee.
No, actually, ironically, I'm just waiting for my wife to make me another cup of coffee, and it is actually Tim Hortons coffee, but it's instant coffee, though. It's not the same.
That sounds a little bit. Is that communist? You're trying to slip in a little communism on us there, buddy.
Yeah.
Now, we are a question from someone who was younger. What kind of issues did you have at such a young? Hang on, let me highlight this so everybody can read this. At such a young age to feel like you should do this. If you don't want to answer, I understand. Was it due to bullies? Anybody want to, Larry, you or Victoria, you either one want to answer that, or does it apply?
Um,
Go
it
ahead.
wasn't bullies with me. I mean, not so much. I mean, it was just a conglomeration of a lot of things. Mainly growing up with inheriting depression from my mother. Another growing up watching my mother doing it for attention. Because of the hard life that I had as a child was reason. So it's not just one thing that will push you to that. It's a majority of things. It's a conglomeration of different things that makes you feel like, what's life worth living? Why do I even exist? If this is horrible life I'm going to live is what I'm living for, why live, you know? And yes, I know God says that it's an unforgivable sin in the Bible. And I've always thought, God's a loving God, though. How can He condemn somebody who is in such pain and such misery that they would want to take their life? And He's such a loving God. Why would He condemn a person that's already so tortured in their soul? But I don't know the answer to that. Only God does. But in my opinion, that's what happens. It's just a lot of things in somebody's life that just seems like a mountain, you know, where it might be
One
just a
thing for,
hill to somebody else.
one thing for certain, Victoria, neither I nor can give you that answer. I can give you my opinion,
Yeah,
but I'm utterly unqualified to judge you. Even on my remarkably best day, I'm still. The Apostle Paul said, my righteousness is like filthy rags. And we give him credit for 2/3 of the New Testament. For goodness sake, he wrote a book every day. And he was the Apostle Paul, but he said, my righteousness is like filthy rags. Well, he even wrestled with these issues. He had a thorn in the flesh. These are other lessons that we can talk about. But one thing for sure, I cannot answer that for you. And
yeah,
there has to be hope somewhere in there, even for people like you and or me, who was taught that you do this, you're going to burn in hell forever and ever and ever. Amen. It's difficult for me to wrap my head around that, my head and my heart, saying, especially when I try to reconcile that with the New Testament scriptures, like the ones that say God is love.
yes,
Like, wait a second, how can you do that and do that? If you know, it's a little bit more, and then when you get a grieving mother that's practically stretched in the prone position over the coffin of her 17-year-old son, who's shot himself because uh, his girlfriend broke up with him, or he came out of the closet, or he was in a gang member and they've threatened to come down on his family or whatever. You couple those things all together, it goes back to what you're talking about, that conglomeration. Plump, what's your thought on what Victoria's been saying? You want to add to that, or are you in agreement, or do you want to comment?
Well, I was just going to say, for me, I'm actually technically suffering from deep depression myself right now. I've never never in my life have I ever said, you know what, I want to go, I'm done. Never once. But I have had some mental thoughts of where it was really scary, and that's recently, and that was in my case, it was because of the medications. I know it was. because I know God's always going to be there for me. I know He will. I have that hope in my heart and all that. But I understand, Victoria, your situation, what you were talking about. I've actually had a friend, a good friend of mine, who hung himself. But this was maybe 4 or 5 after his mother had done the same thing. I was actually talking to this guy the night before he did this, and it was like you were saying, Victoria. He wasn't really bubbly or anything, but and this was through Messenger, and I don't even think they had voice back then or something. But yeah, he was kind of upbeat. You don't really think about it, and then boom, this happens. It's like, what's going on? Like, why couldn't I figure out the signs of why he did it? But I understand some of the things that he was going through. And if you can see that, he hung himself, it's the same as his mother. So there's obviously some connection there. And then I have since, as I was saying to you yesterday, Papa Mozo, we took mental health first aid, and it doesn't really teach you all the stuff about suicide and all that kind of stuff, but it just helps you to, hey, you know what? This is not a good situation here. Maybe you might want to, hey, give them a resource to go to and stuff. And at that time for the Salvation Army, we had resources, and I still know the resources and stuff. But it's just like any other person with first aid. You're not no doctor. You're not fixing the problem, but you have the skill to help them to get to the problem, or to get them help, right? You know what I mean? So I never really could figure out, the whys and stuff, but I do understand some. But I also have my own true opinion about, suicide and the faith and stuff like that. I can't, and I could be wrong. Like, I'm not judging anybody, but for me, it's God is a loving God. He wants us to learn and to grow and love one another and everything. And so when we get to this point where we don't know, why would He punish me for not figuring things out? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you're punishing your child for falling down when you trying to help him to learn to ride a bike. Why would you punish him for falling down? Do you know what I mean?
Smacking them in the head if they spit.
Yeah. And so
we've been here just over an hour. We'll come right back. I want to say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you for goodness and for mercy, which reaches well beyond my understanding. And I want to thank you for my friends that are here with me today, because the ones that are here right now are the ones that you want here right at this moment. I pray that you use the power of your Spirit to reach out around me and around these people, and let them know not only are they loved, but they're cared about, and their opinions are necessary to help others, to minister to the people around them, and help us to become one together with each other and one with you, in Jesus' name, which is the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. I want to draw you. I'm not trying to get preachy on anybody. I just feel the need sometimes to take a prayer break. Blaine has put something very interesting that you all need to read. If anyone here ever has a thought of doing this, please call me or someone before you make a life-changing choice. It not only hurts you, but also those around you. I will talk any time of night. There's a reason I have considered this man a hero. I didn't go into the people business yesterday. I've been into the people business for 40 years. Yeah. I retired from the people business. I fell in love with this man. I've never even met him in person. I've never shaken his hand. We've never shared we've shared Marco Polo, I guess, but we've never shared a video call or whatever you call it. But God knows he probably seen more of me than he would like to. But most of the civilized world has. I love Blaine because he has a very compassionate heart. He has nothing in it but the best of intentions. This offer is proof of it. Thank you, Blaine. You're my hero again. I know that's not what you're looking for, but it is what's necessary for this hour, for this day. And if no one else comes in this room, we'll be happy with the hour we've had, and with the offer you've made, and we all have another phone number and another name. For such a time as this, Nehemiah said. So, that is why I like this man. He connects people. Um, we need another Blaine-a-thon, I think.
I agree.
I love those things. Blaine puts those things together. They're great. I like things that bring people together instead of tearing people apart. There's enough of that division in the world. Ugh.
And that's one of the things that recently I think a lot of the suicides is coming because of the uprisings and the division and the solitude and the instability of everything that is going on right now. And people are feeling hopeless, feeling distance, and they don't have the comforts of the people that love them around them because they're being pulled away. There's so many reasons, and for right now, in this day and in this time, I believe that's pushing people over the edge. This lockdowns and the instability, the insecurity, the being frightened all the time. People who are used to having good jobs and businesses and who are losing everything they've got right now. They're feeling hopeless. They're feeling like they'd have nothing to look
That's
for.
my topic. I've got people provoking Karens, angering Karens, and these are new topics that I'm going to do in the future. And I was starting a list yesterday while I was talking to Larry, and it's not showing up on there, is it?
No, too bright. I seen a little
It's
bit.
too
Oh, there it is.
bright.
Angering Karen's hopelessness. Yeah.
Hopelessness. That was number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
There is so much hopelessness. With young men in particular, there's so much anger. And you know what I'm disturbed by even more than young men acting like fools is old men acting like fools. Men in their 50s and 60s acting like 21-year-olds. Like, wait a second. We're supposed to get that out of our system by the time we're 25. Move on with that. Stop hating and start acting like you've got a sore back, and get a sore back working instead of fighting.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think is changing people a bit. I was talking to somebody one time that worked for uh, the water people, the people that clean the water and recycle it so that we have water.
Sure.
They said that because of all the medications and all the things that people flush into the toilet, they can only filter out so much stuff from our water. There's a lot of that medications and stuff that is flushed down people's toilets over the years that they are not able to get it all out. And so over the years, all of us are drinking these chemicals, these medications that cannot be filtered. And it's bound to affect your neurons in your head, cause them to shoot off all in the wrong directions. And I think that is altering people. For instance, Prozac will affect certain people and turn them violent. When lithium, uh, that makes people who are never violent before can become very violent.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, and Prozac has been known to make people hear things. You start seeing things after a while of taking it. Experience. I'm saying this because I've experienced that. They had to remove me after years of being on Prozac because I started hearing things and I started seeing things out the corner visions of my eyes. And I started thinking, I went to priests and everything. I was like, I'm hearing voices. And I mean, it was like, when you walk into a church and you're in there before anybody, the preacher starts talking, everybody's chatting together, and you hear all those sounds of the people talking,
I know that sound well.
but you can't pull out one.
That'll-
You can't decipher one voice because you're hearing all of them.
Used to be I was the only one that heard that sound because I was the first one there. But the last few years, it seems like 25 or 30 people in still hearing the voices. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, well, that's what Prozac will do to a person who shouldn't be on Prozac. And if you read these labels, it says that the side effects could be that it'll make people suicidal.
Well, it's written right on the bottles. And I had an exercise physiologist tell me, she referred me to a guy in Montana at the University of Montana who is an environmental physiologist, not a psychologist or anything, environmental physiologist who said that all these drugs have an effect on the environment. Now, he's coming from an area of the country that is wide open. Montana is very, very sparsely populated.
Yes.
I think Wyoming is the only one that's less populated, but I mean, Montana is huge and got all this open land and one person for every 100 acres or whatever, yet they're still having trouble with these trace elements. But some of these things are killing people, and there's studies that they've been doing for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't somebody saying something to the government about it? But you know, it's the conspiracy theories too that my daughters are afraid of everything, and I don't know how wrong they are.
Believe me, the things I'm seeing, I get pretty afraid. I mean, and I don't know how anybody can't be at least a little afraid with what's going on nowadays. I mean,
I agree. I really never dreamed that I would see what I saw the other night in the United States. I've seen it in other countries before. I remember as a little boy, and Plump, you do. Well, all three of us. We're all three the same age.
yeah.
I remember seeing these scenes from the Middle East. Remember seeing scenes like this when we were little kids?
And I always prayed, oh, I hope this never happens in our country. You know?
We knew it couldn't. It never could, and it never would. But 2 nights ago, it did. There were people busting out windows of the United States Capitol, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And my daughters, you know, they were crying. And we're 900 miles from the Capitol. We're nowhere near the Capitol. But
more people were killed during all that.
I know. I've had to do work in DC, and don't think I don't pray every time I go there.
It's horrible. It's
every time I go there, they hate for me to go there. They hate it.
Us Americans, we're used to the stability and the security, and people who used to smile at you and say good afternoon, good evening, good morning. You know, when you walked past them, people held the door for you. It was all about courteousness and politeness. And I mean, even if you was having a hard day, you didn't impose that onto other people. But like I said, because of all the stuff that is flushed in our waters that can't be filtered, I don't think that is helping people's minds, because they're getting those medications in their system, whether they realize it or not, and it's altering their perceptions.
Hey, Victoria, I'm not sure if you know, I'm up in Canada, actually, by the way. I have 2 children that live in just outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I'm kind of connected to America in a way that's personal to me. And so, and believe it or not, I actually know more about American politics than I do Canadian politics. But I want to just mention to you guys, this is happening up in Canada as well. Like America.
Yes, I know it's worse there in some places with the Sharia and. Oh,
We don't have as much as that, but it's happening up here. They're coming out of the woodworks here, if I can say it that way.
I'm going to
yes.
put the link back in here again if anybody wants to join. I'm going to keep putting this link from time to time.
I like
Just
what
to
Blaine put up there, Papa.
read it. I'm doing something right here, but go ahead and read it.
I'm not afraid because I know where my hope comes from and who I put my trust in, not in a man, but in God. Amen.
Oh,
Blaine.
my help.
Amen, Blaine.
Yes, but you know why I say I'm afraid is because the Lord says we have to go through these trials and tribulations.
We have to be somewhat form of afraid in order to remind myself, hey, I got to go back. God's here. He's there for me. Right? You know what I mean? Yes, there's still a little bit of afraidness in there.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes, I do put my faith and my belief in my God, in Jesus Christ. I
Amen.
believe and I know that
Absolutely.
they have kept me alive and kept me safe.
Amen.
But
Both points taken. Both points taken.
as far as the depression and the suicide, I think one thing for sure helps. Stability and security are a big factor. When you lose that stability and that security, it's gonna build. It's gonna build your fear. It's gonna build your hopelessness. So, because as you know, Papa Moses, I've told you, I lived on the streets. I was homeless from the age of 12 until I was 21. I was very, I ate out of garbage cans. I hate to say that, but I did. I didn't pray to God. Back then it wasn't a thought in my head, to be honest. I had to survive day to day.
I hate that you have to say it, but I'm glad that you're able to say it.
I hate to say it, but once I turned to God, honestly, every time I have prayed to God, He has answered me.
Amen.
Every time.
Amen.
He put me in this home. Granted, I was in low income housing, and I prayed on my knees every single night for years that I would have a mobile home of my own. Because I'm not grandeur. I'm not going to pray for something that's out of my reach, but I would pray, for a mobile home because that was within arm's reach. And God put me in a mobile home in His time. It took years of me praying every single night, but I am now in my mobile home and I have been here for years. There's so many other times that I have gotten on my knees and He doesn't always answer right away. Give Him time. He's got to work on it too. But and keep praying, and God will answer. Maybe not in the way you think He should. Sometimes an unanswered prayer is a gift within itself because maybe you're praying for something that God knows is not right for you. So, I have very strong belief in my God now. You
Amen.
could never pull me away. And I see the book of the Bible as a book of revelation.
Mhm.
It is the book of not revelation, but like Nostradamus. What is it called?
Prophecy.
Prophesy. Yeah.
Prophecy. Yes, the Bible is the book of prophecy. And I look because I've read Revelations and I've seen what has to come to pass before Revelations begins. And I have read in there and I can't tell you where or what scripture or anything like that. I'm not that knowledgeable, but I know what I've seen.
Not everyone is interested in that part of the Bible.
And it
Honestly, they should be though,
you
because
just
that's
open your eyes and look though. you're going to see, okay, well, that was sure in the Bible, you know.
I have, if they can take the last part of the Bible, the last half of the Bible, and eliminate the last book until the very end. That second half of the Bible, the New Testament, if you will, with the exception of Revelation, if they can take all that and put it into their hodgepodge mental crock pot, get it to stewing, get it living and burning in their lives, Revelation, it won't matter if God comes in the middle of the tribulation or not. They'll still have the grace to get through it.
Well, God says, now, this is going to be controversial. People believe there's going to be a rapture before God's coming.
Sure.
That's not what I believe. God says we have to go through the trials and tribulations. When he comes is when he will gather up those in the grave and those of us that are living. And we will go up to heaven with him to be judged. But I don't want to get into it, but there was the part of in the Bible that was put in there, and I read about it.
Judgment-free zone, my dear, judgment-free.
Yeah.
You can say what you want to say. I mean, unless you say, "All hail Satan" or whatever, something like
that. No, that ain't coming from this girl. Not ever.
You have to shut you down on that bit, but other than that,
you start saying that, and I won't never come back. Honestly, I mean, I see a 666 on your arm, and you done lost me. I mean, I run from that kind of thing.
I was talking about the time of day. Really, it's really, really late.
Yeah,
not that late.
I run the other way when I find people that go there. But yeah, there was a guy that added the part about the rapture into the Bible before Jesus comes, and it says somewhere in Revelations that Jesus will come and he will gather up the people from the grave and those of us living, and we will be taken to heaven and judged. But I think, honestly, the trials and tribulations is God finding out who is going to stand with God and who isn't. If I always say I'll have my head cut off before I'll take any kind of mark, and I will. And I think that's in a way that's how we're going to show God our faithfulness. Will we? Will we turn to the mark to survive, or will we turn to God and believe, even if we're going to lose our head? That
I was always taught that I was taught. I don't necessarily teach the way I was taught. Some things I do, some things I don't. Some things I don't feel like are going to matter because we're going to be beyond that in a spiritual place in our minds. We're going to be at a place of love, not love only, but love furiously, where we're going to love so passionately the world around us and have such compassion for people. The only thing that's going to mean anything to us is winning souls for the cause of Christ. And so it's not that I don't think when's the rapture going to take, pre-trib, post-trib, mid-trib, all that. It's not that I don't think that matters. It's just like, for me, it doesn't. It does matter for people that are post-tribulation if he decides to come pre-tribulation. 1 Thessalonians 4:17 for you, Victoria. You can write that down. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. I think it's first. I think it's first. But that'll have, I believe, they which are alive.
Everybody getting their Bibles out.
Everybody gets the Bible out. Blaine put on here, I am glad that we are that we win as Christians in the end. That's the blessed hope that gives me joy. Amen to that, my brother. Amen to that.
First Thessalonians, what?
First Thessalonians.
Thessalonians.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thessaloni. No, lone. Oniaans. First Thessalonians 4. Try 15, 16, 17. The one I'm looking for is the one that says, "They which are alive and remain shall be caught up with him in the air, and go be with him forever." You can read it. I'm sure you've got a hard copy.
I have a huge Bible. I mean, I have one of the old Bibles.
Good, good.
What were you looking for, Papa Mozo?
I was wanting just to give her the one that said, "Those which are alive and remain." I think it's 17.
15 says, according to the Lord's word, we tell you that we who are still alive, who are left until the coming of the Lord, will certainly not precede those who have fallen asleep. For the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them.
That's it.
In the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so we will be with the Lord forever.
Which one?
Which one
was that one that you just read?
17.
Yeah, that's the one. The ones that are us, the people that are still left, we're going to be caught up in the air with them, and we're going to live with the Lord forever.
Right.
It's an awesome, awesome promise. If we're left here on earth, so much for the better.
Hi, Tyler.
Where's Tyler?
He just came in.
Tyler, what's up, buddy?
Victoria, I wanted to ask your background. Where is that at, if you don't mind my asking?
Skookum Lake, Washington. It's a picture I took when we went to my brother's memorial, and we had it up here at Skookum Lake, Washington.
I've heard of it, actually.
Yeah.
We actually, where I live here in just north of Vancouver, British Columbia, we have I think a lake called Skookum as well.
Oh, really?
So this lake behind me is called Khartoum Lake. Here in Vancouver, yeah.
I could do without the mosquitoes, though.
Pardon?
I said I could have done without the mosquitoes.
I agree. Good fish in there?
It was bad.
I've never fished in either one.
It's
no, you haven't. No. But I bet you if you fished out your backyard there, Papa Mozo.
Yeah.
I haven't, but the boy across the street, he comes over all the time. I think he's fishing for more than fish, though, if you get my drift. He's when he sees three or a couple 22-year-old daughters of mine out in their bikinis getting suntan out on one of the docks, he's like, "Oh,
good day to go fishing.
Do you want some help with your kayak? I could get it in the water." And she'd be like, "Sean, it's already in the water." He's like, "Oh, well, okay. Well, do you want me to take it out?" It's so funny. It is so funny.
I have two daughters, Papa Mozo. I understand.
There you go. You know how it goes.
Yep.
I remember, I got an indelicate joke that I won't tell, but I remember being a 17, 6. He's 6. Yeah, he's 16. I remember being 16 and not having control of my body. Hey, you want to hear something funny that happened to me yesterday? Oh my gosh. I was so ridiculously embarrassed. I was watching, I got on YouTube to watch this video. And I have friends, I don't know if you all know Travel Tour Taste. They're from
Kimberly.
No, not Neil and Kimberly. Sarah.
Oh, Sarah and Glenn.
Sarah and Glenn over in the UK.
Yes.
And I'm friends with them, and they had sent me another mug. They send me mugs wherever they go because they know I collect mugs. And so I was just gonna, instead of emailing, I was just gonna comment on one of their videos. And their stuff gets suggested to me all the time. So I'm used to their videos being suggested to me. So I got a video suggested to me. It said, "Welcome to Sunny Beach, Bulgaria. Take a beautiful long stroll on Bulgaria's most beautiful cosmopolitan beach." And I thought, cosmopolitan beach, because cosmopolitan in the United States has a little bit different meaning. But I thought, okay, whatever, cosmopolitan. Scratched my head a little. And the videographer was going slowly down the beach, and I noticed that the shots were all on a particular
Yeah.
type and gender, and it was not necessarily the type that I would have focused on, but hey, to each guy his own, I guess. And so afterward, I said, I made some wisecrack remark, and I said something about, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I said because it sounds homophobic. I just said, and it was a snide remark between friends, okay? That's all it was. I would not have said this to a stranger. But guess what? It was a stranger. I swallowed my entire right leg.
Yeah.
I couldn't swallow my shoe quick enough. And I thought, oh, so I emailed and I said, "You are not going to believe what I done." And they said, "Oh, did you get your mug?" And I said, "Yeah, I got the mug okay." And I'm pretty sure I've got a date waiting for me if I ever decide to go to Bulgaria. You know what's funny about that? What's funny about that is I just got a mug from them 2 weeks ago that had been delayed because of COVID from Bulgaria. So I had Bulgaria in my head, Bulgaria and Malta. And I had Bulgaria stuck in my head. And they said, "Well, did you like the video?" And I said, "No." I said, "I kept wondering what Glenn was focusing on so much." Yes. Oh, man. You got to be careful. You got to exercise compassion and wisdom before you open your mouth. Even if you're joking, people that don't know me, they don't know my heart. They don't know that, that I'm funny and I can laugh at myself louder than I can laugh at anybody. They don't know that about me. But the Bible said, don't let your good be evil spoken of. So we have to be so careful in today's world, What time is it? Somebody let me know. Time check.
Time check, 11:57 a.m.
That's what time I got here.
Wrong question, Papa.
Yeah. So is that
Different
one?
time for you.
I'm on Central. You're on Mountain. No, you're on Pacific.
Yes, I'm the same time.
Okay.
Zone is here.
Where are you at?
I'm in
Washington State. I'm about 300 miles from Canada.
Close to Seattle?
I'm closer to the Oregon border. I'm like 30-minute drive.
Way down south of Washington. I've only been as far as SeaTac Airport. That's as far as I've been down there.
I'm on the Columbia River in Tri-Cities, Washington.
I definitely gotta go south down the highway. Gotta get down there, gotta get into Oregon, all those places, Cannon Beach, all of that stuff.
Oh, stop it. My cousin lives on Cannon Beach.
Oh,
You just stop it, mister.
Did you say you were British?
Me?
No, him.
He's
no, from British Columbia.
He's from British
Oh,
Columbia, but he's steadily dropping Canadian names on us. Then he pops in with oh, I want to get to Cannon Beach where all of his people live. Yeah. Okay. Write down some names. Here we go. Haystack Rock. You got to see Haystack Rock.
There's
Go
tons
ahead.
of things down there. There's tons of things down that
When
way.
you go to Seaside, which is just north, go to Seaside, eat at a place called Duger's. You'll thank me later. You're welcome. Um, when you're in Seaside, well, no, south of there, a little bit south of there, not far, coming down off the big hill, or actually up the big hill, is Tillamook. What the heck is that?
I gotta answer this phone for a sec. Excuse me one second.
Okay.
Sorry.
That is the most beautiful part of America. Oh, it is gorgeous. I won't talk about Tyler. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Tyler. Tyler's
you
got.
know, Papa Mozo, this is my Christianity come out me. If I know a word is vulgar, because it says in the Bible we're not supposed to be vulgar.
Mhm.
And just yesterday, I have a bad habit of saying the word Bugger.
Bugger?
That I'm not going to tell you. Look it up. What that word actually means. It is a vulgar word. It's a British word, and
I know it's a British word, and I know what it means in Britain, but I don't think
yeah.
I don't think people in America assign it that value. I know bloody
Oh,
is
so you
something in
do
America.
know. That's why I was like, I thought, is this a made up word? You know, I was wondering if it was a made up word. So I Googled it and I saw that it was a British word and what it meant. And I said, ooh, I'm not going to say that no more.
I know the bloody. Oh, I can't get off my on my bloody bum and do something. That means that sounds very benign here, but if you
Yeah, but it's a very bad, vulgar word.
it is if you're talking to a British person or if you're in Britain. Uh,
Right.
I don't
So
have a problem.
people don't say bugger or bloody to a British person. Don't do it. You'll be being very, very vulgar.
Is that why you were asking me if I was British?
Yes. I
I,
did not
I
know.
don't get offended in any way whatsoever. Even if you swear at me, it wouldn't offend me.
all right, so two more for you. Two more for you, Mr. Giro. Tillamook Cheese Company in Tillamook, Oregon. That is Tilla Mook Mook.
Okay.
Get the butter. You'll thank me later. Get the extra creamy. You'll thank me later and later. Get two of them. You'll thank me later and later and later. Then drive all the way up or down, as it were, to the California border and stop in Gold Beach, Oregon, at the Porthole Cafe. Does not look like much. Has an old smell to it, and some of the best chowder you'll ever put in your mouth.
Is that the one? Do they serve it in the bread bowl?
You can get it either one. I get it in the bread bowl. I think it's a little bit better in the bread. That's one of the few places where I prefer it in the bread bowl. I can't eat bread bowl because I've had gastric bypass, but I do get it and I try to scrape it a little because it's a little bit of flavor.
Sadly, I don't do chowder, but I follow
I
this
love
channel called Karen Nate, and they just did the whole West Coast, and they were stopping it, and I was really interested. They were saying one of the best places to go for fish and chips, and I can't remember. So when you
Okay.
said chowder, they had the chowder, but it was in a bread bowl.
Okay, I'll tell you. Anthony's in downtown Seattle on the wharf.
There it is. Yes, that's Anthony's. Yes.
And I'll tell you, the chowder they're referring to is not seafood chowder. They're talking about orange salmon chowder.
Oh, okay.
It is a whole different flavor, and it is divine. Again,
I love Seattle. I've been there many times. Love Seattle. Love it.
It's
again,
beautiful.
you eat Anthony's, send me a thank you note in the mail. You're welcome.
I'll do a video.
Papa Mozo, I'm sorry I have to get off of here. I've totally taken you off your subject. Thank you for having me up. God bless you.
We're glad to have you, Victoria. I want to thank you so much for helping and for participating. I have stopped many years ago believing in incidents or accidents. I think everything happens for a reason.
Amen.
The Bible said for everything there is a season. There is a season to cry, and there's a season to laugh. There's a season to mourn, and there's a season to reap a harvest. There's a time to plant, a time to sow. So, for anybody that was here during our hour and a half or hour and 41 minutes, there's a reason they were here. There's a reason they were here at the time that they were here. I don't know who it was for. I don't even try to judge it. That's God's job. I just do what I feel I'm supposed to do. Whatever I feel in my heart I'm supposed to do, I do it. Leave the results to God. There was somebody in the Bible that planted. There was somebody else that came along behind him and watered. But God was the one that came and gave the increase. So be blessed, my sister. And know there's a couple guys on here that are way over the hill that love you. And we're going to keep you in our prayers, okay?
Nice meeting you, Victoria.
Nice meeting you.
You're in my
God
prayers.
bless. Have a awesome day, you guys.
Victoria.
Bye.
She's so sweet. She's always very supportive. I was on earlier today, like what 10, which would have been.
I saw that. You're a little early for me on that one.
Well, I didn't sleep last night at all. I haven't been to sleep yet.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna conk out early. I have circadian rhythm disorder.
Wait a minute. Isn't that like 2 or 3 o'clock there?
It is 2:05 here.
You need to get some sleep, Papa.
Well, I've got my 5 to 6 show. Well, 5 to 6 for here, but it's actually 6 to 7 Eastern. Is my Papa Mozo show.
Wow.
I don't have a guest. If you want to come on, I'll promote your channel. We can talk about your channel. Anything you want to talk about.
For me, Papa Moza, with my channel, I literally started in November, but I started doing like stream, Instagram, all that. I started doing it that way. I didn't do no lives, and I just started throwing up things. So officially, I started back in November. I was planning on traveling, getting out there, going to Vegas, getting some video, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I wanted my channel to be about, is inspiring others to get out there, going through the life that I'm going through, disabilities. Well, I'm not doing any of that. It's all about I can't really come up with stuff right now. I don't have no content that goes into my niche that I'm trying to get into, right? Like, I'm not necessarily a cruise channel or, an RV channel, but I'm a travel channel. I want to get into van life, and I want to get into RVing, and I want to cruise for sure, but I want to go to the Philippines. So I don't have
for whatever it's worth, though, I'm none of the above. I'm none of the above.
Yeah, but you have something that is your niche, which is talking like we're doing today. That's your niche. Inspirational talk in that sense. That's your part of the niche of traveling and stuff.
Let me just encourage your heart, my brother, because I just started this at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been going 5 months. 5 months. So I mean, I'm not on a road of no return to where I put so much into this, and this light that's shining in my face right now. This friend of mine bought this for me.
I have 2 here and 1 here, Papa Moza, and I'm really happy with my lighting today. It looks pretty good, actually.
Your lighting looks good, but I'm just happy not to have that one in my face. This is coming more as a post light, though, and my eyes are so sensitive to light. But if it's something that you feel like, hang on. Hang on, Blunt. Something's going on.
I got your back. You're on camera here. Got your back.
That's good. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, Tyler? He's even farther east. I thought he's on West Coast time.
What is the noise? Barrel.
Oh no, you're in Florida. That's right. Tyler's in Florida.
Why are you acting that way?
And Blaine, you are in North Carolina.
What's it, Grandpa?
And Papa's in
Come on, baby.
Chicago.
Come on. Good night, Sonnenliebchen. Ooh. Got a dog that's hoarse. Man, I got a dog that is losing his voice entirely. And he is the size of a pony.
Papa, you know, the more I talk with you, you know what you're really reminding me of?
No?
You're like the chaplain kind of feel. Kind of like a chaplain kind of feel to the community kind of deal. Like, you know, our papa. I could say that because I don't want to say you're not pastoring.
I've done that for many years too.
No, I know, and that's I kind of like that. This is why I keep coming back to you.
I did like the chaplaincy. I missed the chaplaincy work. I could, if I wanted to, I could go back to that. I can't be on my feet near like I'd like to.
Yeah, but on here, just
on here, that,
more like counselor.
One of the reasons that I'm gravitating now to this brand new medium. You know, I never would have fathomed in a million years of doing this kind of work, just messing with it, just identifying what this and this is. I thought
you have gifts though that he given you.
I do have gifts, and I thank God for them.
Amen.
I don't discount my gifts, and I definitely don't discount other people's gifts. I don't try to go up alone. If I feel like I'm moving up the ladder in life, I try to make sure that I'm taking at least 2 other people with me, because I always feel like somebody's in front of me and somebody's behind me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I better be pulling one and pushing another, or vice versa. But between you and me, I'd rather be pushing one and pulling another rather than pulling one down.
I like how you're talking, because we're not in church.
No.
Not standing up in a pulpit telling us all this kind of stuff. But I like this kind of format. But travel related, you're connecting with the, you know, I that's my own personal feeling of how this for you.
There's so much to learn from people. The most powerful question you can ask is whatever the question on your mind is.
Yeah.
Because when you think of what to ask, you're like, I know what I was going to ask them. It doesn't have to be important to them. It has to be important to you. And if you can say, oh, I'm going to ask them about, you know, why did they used to do that? You know, why did they used to cut the pantyhose with the nail file? Remember that commercial on TV? When we were little kids, they used to cut the pantyhose with the nail file, but they cut the newspaper through the pantyhose.
Yes.
The nail file. And
now I remember.
Why did they ever do that? That's one of those things that has no meaning, no significance in my life, but it's a deep purpose that will help me make heaven my eternal home now that I know why. Except I don't know why. So I'm on an eternal quest, my brother.
You're on a quest to figure out why, yes.
I must know. Inquiring minds want to know about pantyhose run.
Yep, of course.
If you want to come on from 6 to 7, that's fine. If not, let me know.
6 to 7 Eastern?
6 to 7 Eastern, yes.
Which would be which is in 3 hours.
That is, yeah.
Wait, 6 to 7 Eastern?
Yeah.
Would be, because I add 3 hours on to the time you're saying.
Yeah. I'm on Central.
Minus 3 hours from the time that you're saying. Yeah, sure, I can go on. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it on. I'll ask a bunch of questions I already know the answers to.
Papa, I'm an open book. Yes, you normally, coordinate, instead of putting that person on the spot. Me, I'll say whatever I need to say if I'm put on the spot. I'm not afraid. I got nothing to hide. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to see.
I hear you. We're all an open book, whether we realize that or not.
Mhm.
I wish more people could find the fun in that, because there's so much laughter to be had, and so much playfulness people could enjoy. And instead of being angry with someone, with their fellow man, they could just whoop it up and laugh it up and have a good time.
We're too busy being angry and dealing with all the angry stuff that happens in life to deal with the good things. And yeah, we all get caught. I imagine we all get caught up in the anger of somebody doing something against us, but let's just move past it, man, and just laugh and enjoy life. I just wanted to say with the job, like the Salvation Army that I worked at, it was an 8-story building. There had over 200 and something guests, including a halfway house, which was it was housing for the hard to handle criminals coming out of prison.
Okay.
And two things I want to mention in that.
So it was a halfway house more than an
halfway house. No, it was a shelter for men and women. So they had 2 floors for men and women shelters, and then they had 2 floors for people that were going through programs that I went through. It's called the PDP program, kind of like the ARC, kind of like what the Salvation Army in America does. And then they had the halfway house. And so, but this halfway house was for the worst of the worst, like in Canada. And so 2 things that I want to mention is we were talking about vulgarity and cursing and stuff like that. And for me, being a new Christian at the time, when I started the job, that's what happened. I was saved, got the job, started working with the Salvation Army. And so I was trying to figure out how to be a Christian, but also how to earn the respect of clients in a homeless shelter environment. So I started working with these people from the halfway house. And these are guys getting out of prison. There's F this and cursing that and everything. And so I worked there for 5 years. And the way I worked with these clients and I earned the respect for them is I spoke with them, not against them. I would never, you know what, guys, don't swear or anything. Like, even though I don't like vulgarity, I hate swearing. It's disgusting, but I grew up that way. And so it was more comfortable for me to sit down and have a conversation with a guy. Not that I came out and just started cursing with them, but I wouldn't make it a point to point out that, you know, if they were being loud and there was guests, important people in the building, you know, guys, hey. But I would sit there and speak openly with them. And it was just to gain the respect from them. And the other thing is they used to ask me, Larry, what are you smoking, man? Why are you so freaking happy? Okay, so I worked at the front desk, and I was the very first person that you would see coming into the building. And so for breakfast in the morning, the wake up is at 7 a.m. And the guys would have to come down and pass by my desk to go to the dining room. And every time, not all the time, but a lot of the times, I would start singing. Hi,
Anthony. Good to see you, Anthony. Welcome in.
Hi, Anthony.
Go ahead, Larry.
I used to sing, good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright shining faces, and this is the way to start a new day. I did that. As you can see, I'm wearing orange. It's a positive thing. I wanted something positive for the clients to see. Yes, they're coming down there, you know, cursing and swearing, but it's okay. I mean, at least they were getting some form of positivity in their life, right? And so, yeah, they used to say, hey, like, what are you smoking, man? Like, why are you so happy? But it was I was learning about the Bible and who Jesus was and all that kind of stuff, man. And it's amazing what all this has done. Like I can go on forever and ever telling you about my story, how this all. I was saved basically. Well, no, it was that Sunday, but November 18th, 2009 at 5:30 p.m. I was standing out in 555 Homer Street in Vancouver, British Columbia. I had a pack of number 7s red. I had a half a pack. I gave them away. And I went to church that Sunday and I was saved. And then I get baptized and all that.
Anthony is saying hi to you.
Hey, Anthony. And Victoria.
Victoria is saying, do not criticize, just care.
That's right.
That's difficult to do, although, and I see I've got a missed call from a friend of mine who's a major. She's a major in the Salvation Army in Rockford, Illinois. And as you know, they've had a recent shooting there at a bowling alley. And her husband has passed away, who was a dear friend of mine, but she lives on and she's still a major. She's going to retire a major with the Salvation Army. And I chuckled and smiled at, she always calls at just the right time. So I'm eager when we get off the live show. It may even be tonight when I get done, but I'm eager to talk to Brenda and see how she's doing and let her know, hey, I found a friend who, has a friend in the diamond business, so to speak. in Canada,
Canada, yeah. I actually was supposed to be talking to I call him a spiritual father. He was my counselor. He's the closest human being on this planet that I trust. Starting out as a Christian, he's the one that was always there for. He was kind of like my influence to understand. Like I had very low self-esteem, and he's the one that helped me. Like why is this guy being so nice to me? Why is he always nice? Stop! I'm a loser. You know what I mean? Like I'm homeless, but he kept at it, right? And so this is the guy. He's a pastor. He runs a Salvation Army just outside of Vancouver here. And but yeah, he's my spiritual father. I call him mentor kind of deal. And he's the one I get to call, whenever I'm struggling and stuff like that. And he's helped me to grow into who I am and stuff. But yeah, I was just talking to him. I called him a couple nights ago. I was dealing with something with my kids and I needed to talk to him, but he was too busy and it made me hurt. But he just said, I'm sorry, I'm really busy with work. But yeah, the Salvation Army, I was never a salvationist. Like, you don't have to be a salvationist to work for the Salvation Army. I totally stand for what William Booth's mission was. Now, American Salvation Armies are slightly different than in Canada. They're more focused on the ark in America, I noticed. In Canada, they have arks here, but they're focusing more on the social work kind of deal in Canada. Okay. They have their thrift stores and they have their family services. If you need some groceries, like the Salvation Army here. My last job was for the Salvation Army doing outreach. I was a community outreach worker. And we did food hampers and somebody needed their rent paid or whatever, like lights paid or whatever. So I truly love the Salvation Army, but I'm not necessarily a Salvationist because you have to sign a covenant to become a Salvationist, a true Salvation Army guys. And me, I drink alcohol. And part of being a Salvationist, you need to sign that you're not going to drink alcohol, smoke tobacco or drugs. Another thing, and it's not that I'm against any of that. It's just my own personal thing. I enjoy having a drink, and I have no issues with alcohol whatsoever, none. And so that was something with me with the Salvation Army. Sorry, I'm taking up a lot of your time. You might.
Hey, I had the whole afternoon. So Anthony is saying that he is going back to doing live, so we're glad to hear that, Anthony.
Anthony got a new microphone.
Yes, I saw that for Christmas. He made a haul at Christmas.
Yes, I'm jealous. No,
right? Jelly.
No, I'm kidding.
Anthony's a good guy. He's one of the good guys.
He is. Oh, and I like, not that I'm into sports that much or anything, but who is it? Brad from Midlife Crazy. They keep playing this song or whatever.
Oh, the fight song?
I guess that's what it is. I love it. I just love the sound. It just makes you right into it.
Yeah, that's
I've never been to like a college football game or anything, and I'm assuming
that's exactly what it is. I was told that's from the Florida Gators, and he also has the one from the Alabama Crimson Tide. So the Alabama Crimson Tide and then the Florida Gators. You know, I know nothing about sports, and they were playing the Florida Gators were playing a team one night 3 or 4 months ago. Danny Griswold was having football night. This is a total joke for me. I know nothing about sports.
I know a lot more, I feel, but I don't watch sports. But anyway, sorry.
I just don't. And I that's a cardinal sin in this city. But I don't know sports, especially college. And so I said, but I mean, I like to participate. And I said, well, I don't know the teams, so who's playing? He's like, Florida and Missouri or Mississippi or one of them. And I said, well, what's the colors? He's like, well, one's red and white and one's blue and orange. I said, well, give me the blue and orange, and I'll take them to win on 10, I guess. And you know, it's not betting or anything. It's just all in good fun. So, and you know, that night the blue and orange. He told me that later that they won that night, and it was the Florida Gators. It was Anthony's team. Anthony says, then we got Ruth Todd. She's always in midlife crazy bathroom. Oh, always in their bathroom. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We can't.
Ruth's from Oregon as well.
We're going to have to remodel the whole house at the Ryan residence in order to get Ruthie run off the property. I'm telling you, that's the way it works. We have lots of good inside jokes that the whole wide world doesn't know about. But I mean, if they knew a couple hundred people in these groups that we all know and laugh at, it gives us kind of an alternate reality to laugh at and enjoy. TV doesn't begin to be as funny as the sitcom that is The Ship Show, Sharon at Sea Show, sometimes the La Lido Loca, certainly the Midlife Crazy Group, the Life is Good Today group.
I've been spending more time with the smaller channels. Not that I don't support the bigger channels, but I've been spending a lot more of my time watching other channels, hanging out with you. I think it's more important to me to do that than to hang out with, because for one, I'm not necessarily a part of their big live feeds. You know, you get 100 people in your chat. You're not going to be a part of that. You know, you rarely get a question, and you're just watching. Which is, I'm not saying it's bad. I just like being a part of people's channels growing and stuff, right? You know what I mean? Talk and get a question in or something.
Well, you know, if between now and 6 Eastern, if you think of a few points that you want to make, just jot them down. You don't have to give them to me. I know you're not going to say anything nuts. I
might.
And when I come, to you, if I ask something, and especially if it gets to be 20 minutes till the next hour, we'll be running into Ronnie's time at 6 o'clock, or excuse me, at 7 o'clock Eastern. So, and I won't run over him because he's the one that got me started on these live streams.
I'm quite mindful of the timing, Papa Moses. So if I can see, hey, it's going to take over his time, then I'll let you take over. It's your show. That's something that I personally made sure I do. This is not the Larry show. This is Papa Moses show. And I can talk. I can sit there and talk and talk and talk.
Well, I just want to make sure that you get information out in people's hands and in their minds. Yeah. That is relative to whoever it is you're wanting to reach, and also a means of reaching them. We know how to, but what time of day are you wanting to expand to twice a week? Are you wanting to stick with once a week? Are you wanting to do daily videos? Are you wanting to do traveling videos? You want to do Disney videos? You want to do, traveling golf cart videos? Whatever.
I don't do Disney, sadly. Now, if Papa Moses says, "Hey, Lair, I got a free trip to Disney. You want to go?" So,
Yeah, I was there the year that Disney World opened,
wow,
and I was there when the Epcot opened, but I've not been back since.
wow.
That was, I think,
1970 something, wasn't it?
71.
71. There we go. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was little. I had a little
Same here.
Donald Duck with the bill that when you did wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
That one, and then in '82 had the little Chinese mask. Oh God, we'd so get busted nowadays. But we had these little. You could buy these little hats, like these little Chinese school student hats with the little eyes that pop down, that were little slit eyes, and you could look through them all day like you were some little Chinese student wandering around Epcot.
That wouldn't get away with today.
Oh, heck no!
Especially here in Vancouver.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I mean, this was Disney, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Disney represented everything. Wait a second. Okay, I'll put that on here. Eastern.
Yeah, Anthony's tonight.
Anthony. Okay, so Anthony is coming on at the same time that Sean and Ilana is on. Okay, so that's two of them on at 10. Anthony, I'll hang with you as long as I can, buddy. I was telling Larry just a minute ago, I got to get some rest tonight. I haven't been to sleep.
I usually do the SM and the Down Unders. I usually do those on Fridays. That's my support in that way as well. So SM, they're at, is it 5 or 6 p.m.? No, wait. So the Down Unders is at 10 p.m. Eastern? Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then the SM is just before that. So that would be 9 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
So Anthony will be on at the same time as the Down Unders. If you want to catch both, your only chance is to try to do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
Yeah, which is what I do want to catch Anthony's.
Yeah,
but I do support the Down Unders. That's my channel. I'm not a partner channel, but I do support them. He's like my dad to me, Sean. So and Alana, they're like a dad to me as well.
Very nice people.
Yeah, and I'm going on their group cruise and everything. But Anthony's just starting out his channel now, and I want to go support him as well. He's
Anthony, not at all, Anthony. Don't worry about it. Hey, the internet is plenty big enough. YouTube is plenty big enough for 10 people to be on your channel and 10 people to be on Sean and them's channel. And
it's not about that. You know what? Okay, Anthony's taken away from the Down Unders. This isn't what it's all about.
No.
As long as you're paying attention. Okay, this guy here, and I can't get no other spot. Go on and do your show. And whoever goes to your show is who needs to be at your show, and not okay. I stole somebody from them, or feeling guilty for I stole somebody. No, that's not what it is.
No. And the thing is, Anthony, I'm not 25. You are. You just turned 25. I'm 53. I'll be 54 next month. I'm going to reach an entirely different group of people because, number one, I'm not a cruise channel. I can't talk about cruise ships. I can to older people that are interested in how far it is to the buffet from the pool. How long a walk is it? That's all we care about. If I were 25 and having this conversation, I would be like, hey, I can show you the place where you can scope the hottest chicks low key and them not even know you're watching. I would have a totally different conversation.
You don't wear on a cruise ship?
No. Oh, no. No, if I were 25, I wouldn't wear a Speedo in front
of... What Speedos 50-year-olds can wear on a cruise ship?
As a man in my 50s, I can wear any Speedo I choose.
right. Yep.
That is the joy of being the creepy old man. What does it say? You don't have to come, Larry. You can watch the replay if you want.
Oh, I definitely want to see, like this would be my first one. I want to see something in live.
Well,
I saw Sean and Alana's.
It's been a while, but I remember Anthony did a live show, but it seems like it's been, I'm guessing 9 or 10 months ago. It's been a while, quite a spell. And he did a good job. He was just kind of in the dark. I think he was needing some lighting at the time. I know he's kind of dressed up his equipment quite a bit. And
Well,
I think
got that nice microphone.
He made a haul at Christmas, and his voice too, getting his voice to sound a little bit more commanding, a little bit more engaging. Draw the listener in. So I think he's been working on a lot of that stuff. I'm not a cruise channel. I just do whatever. Well, Anthony, there's somebody that is your age. Any people in their 20s, you're the only person that I know that's in their 20s that I can send and say, hey, this is a young guy I know. Here's his card. Go see him. He's on YouTube. You'll like him. He's a great guy. He's a Hispanic fellow. He's real smart, talented. Go listen to him. I don't know what he's about. Give him a listen. If you like him, subscribe to his channel. If not, move on to the next one.
See, for me, here's what I see going on in the community, and it's nothing against the community. I follow over 500 channels. No, I don't watch all of them all the time. I have a few smaller ones now that I'm starting to follow a little bit more, and I'm taking that time that I follow the 500 into the smaller channels. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
I only have so much time of the day to give to each one of these channels. I can't spend it with everyone, but I want to try my best, and I do watch videos, the replays, some video replays. I actually I watch a lot of my stuff on Roku, and I treat my Roku like Netflix. Oh, what do I got? Oh, Papa Mojo's got a video of this, and I can go watch that. You know what I mean? Or Anthony's got this video, and I'll watch it, right? And you don't always see me commenting and stuff like that. I only have so much time because I got to support my own channel. I got to learn stuff on my own channel and do stuff. So
Anthony's saying here, I stopped because I got nervous. I don't know what to say until I read the comments. Anthony, that is okay. I stopped because I got a mean comment that said I should not do live because I'm not a YouTuber. Oh,
I just want to comment to one thing to that. Sorry, Papa Mozo. Somebody said this really good the other day, and I can't remember who it was. They said anything good or bad, any comments, down, thumbs down, is still a good thing for YouTube. If they say something, they say something. You can delete it if you want, right? Me, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave anything. I've had thumbs down. That's okay. It is what it is.
I'm trying to figure out if this.
Sorry, Papa.
I don't see that my Frankly Friday's been going on. I don't know how long. 2 hours and 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
I've got 9, now 10 likes and 0 dislikes. Anthony, I've been speaking. Excuse me. I've been in front of thousands of people for almost 50 years now, since I was a very, very small child, for a number of reasons. So I'm used to being in front of crowds. I don't have any stage fright. It wouldn't matter how big the crowd was. People like me, it comes very, very naturally. People like you need to work at it. And if you're working on it, if you give up and say, well, I guess what they said, don't let them. You let their comment inspire you and say, you know what? I can do better. And not only can I do better, but I will do better. And Anthony, I'm going to encourage your heart today because so many people in this community absolutely enjoy you and they like your.
Amen. Yes, I agree.
They like your comments. They like your humor.
Mm-hmm.
They love your comments are quick. I was reading your they were so quick on your polos. I wasn't even hardly getting them in on my phone. I was. You did. I'll see if I can find the one. It's so cute.
I actually don't do polo. I used to do polo. I gave up on polo because of the 1,200 polos you need to catch up on, and they want you to pay. And I don't support that kind of thing that they did.
No, I don't pay for it at all.
Even though it's a good thing, it's where community is getting closer together. I'm seeing, but I choose to stay away from Marco Polo.
I think it was Midlife. Here, maybe it was Midlife that I was on the other day. Bills. Everybody gripes about the number of polos. Okay. Now this was this morning.
Yeah, Anthony, the free version is the one where you don't get no chance to skip through.
Okay, here's Anthony. Watch or listen if you can.
Hey, Anthony.
That looks good.
That's 11:30. No, let's try 12.
That looks good.
And he's done.
I got my quarter pound with cheese.
I got my quarter
and my
pound.
french fries. And I got a Coke.
And he's done.
Hey, Anthony. I can't remember back. That was 2006.
Oh, that's Sarah.
The
This is the Midlife Crazy Group.
The staff does change.
Can I, after you're done here, Papa Mose, I want to tell a little story about myself about stage fright.
I'm looking at it right now online. I can't even remember who was the.
I'm saying
The chief stew is Adrian. You lost me, guys. What are you talking about?
See, I haven't seen Anthony in person. I haven't heard his voice, so now you're showing me.
No, sorry.
I see pictures.
Too many shows to watch right now.
that's Rafi.
Yeah.
have episode 4 of Cobra Kai. I'm trying to pace myself because I wanted to watch them all in one day.
I would be on Polo if I had the ability to just skip through,
You have to
You
watch
do.
Below Deck. Once you start, you're going to want more and more and more. And they also have a Mediterranean one, too.
But see, Anthony's things are just that quick. Well, that's very appealing to me because my polos are 5 minutes long.
I can get that way on Polos as well. Yes.
Now, I have meaningful stuff to say. It's not that meaningful, though. You know, if I'm crying on there because my mother died, okay, we give him one pass for mom dying. You know, that mom's only going to die once. That's not a weekly thing. But my point is, Anthony, if you're still on here, you are still on here.
He's embarrassed.
I agree. Anthony.
Don't be.
Deck is awesome. It's one of my favorite shows.
I just wanted to say, all my life, I was an introvert. You looking at me like you do, Papa Mozo, I would have turned my head. I had such low self-esteem. And to me, on my personal journey, it was low self-esteem. And I told you I did some programs and I learned about life, like boundaries and all these things. And it helped me with my self-esteem. But I was still scared of, getting up on stage, people looking at me. Don't look at me like you're doing right now. And this one thing, when I got married in 2014 in Mexico, I don't know if you ever been to an all-inclusive resort. Have you? No? Okay.
I have
So,
not in Mexico. I have in America, but not in Mexico.
something that's common at those places, like, and I've only been to Mexico, but I know they're in a lot of all-inclusives, is they'll have the stage shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be sharing a video one day of me getting up on stage, my very first time ever being offered to get up on stage. And normally in that situation, there was like a couple hundred people in the audience. And normally in that situation, I would freeze. Like, don't ask me. Don't know, because he was looking for volunteers. But I had a couple drinks. So brave me gets up on the stage. And I turn around and the lights is in my eyes. And the only thing I can remember, somebody says, if you ever get up on stage, think that audience is naked. That's the only thing I remember. And no, I didn't think that. It came to mind. It's like, no, I don't want to. But amazingly, I didn't see none of the crowd whatsoever. And my wife Ananda recorded it. And what it is, you know what a maraca is? Maracas?
Yes.
They ended up putting a maraca belt on me, and I'm big and fat, and the belt wouldn't fit. I'm the only one that it wouldn't fit, but they managed to get it somewhat on me, and I'm dancing. And the crowd says, yeah, you know, like
They're going to have a fit with that.
Huh?
I said, they're going to have a fit with that.
Yes, of course. But me, I'm terrified, but the drink, you know, makes you strong and brave. I get it. And then my wife was recording it, and I see it afterwards, and I'm hearing the crowd. And that gave my self-esteem a little boost. Like, you know what? It's not that bad. Yeah, I looked like I was stupid and fat, and the thing wouldn't fit on. People are laughing at me. But you know what? That's okay. I had fun. And standing in front of people isn't that bad. So, long story short, I went back to the Salvation Army here in Powell River. We moved to Powell River, and I started to go to the Salvation Army church. But then I was invited to be in the worship team, basically. And yes, I love to sing. And so I said, you know what? Hey, I'll do it. So I was a backup singer in the worship team. And I started doing this every Sunday. But I'm in the back. I'm not getting any attention really on me, but you get the feel of being in front of people because they're still seeing you up on stage. And another long story short, the pastor, the captain, him and his wife had to go away for 5 weeks vacation. And they needed somebody to take over worship team. They had somebody that would come in and do the service, but they asked me. So I'm in the middle. It's like, oh no, I'm still nervous of being in front of people, but they said, you can do it, you know, just, you know, pray to God and stuff like that. And so I took that as a message, Larry, come on, get out of your uncomfortable zone and do this. You can do it, you know, do it for me. And so I started doing this every Sunday. Yes, there were some mistakes that I made, but nobody was really booing me. Do you know what I mean? Well, obviously you're in a church. Nobody's going to boo you in a church, really. I don't think I've ever seen that. But regardless, if they would have booed me, it's still
on the church.
What's that?
I said it depends on the church.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, you're right.
Everybody here would love you no matter what.
So everything worked out fine. And so one last thing to this is I've never publicly spoken before in school or never. I didn't do that part in school where you learn public speaking. Never did it. I was on the Affordable Housing Committee in Powell River here, dealing with the homelessness here in Powell River and getting affordable housing here. And I started working with the city councilors and everything, which helped build my self-esteem even more. And then eventually, I don't know. Okay, so in America, give me a sec. In America, a state senator. So here in Powell River, we call. I get invited to be in a panel on stage to talk about affordable housing here by the equivalent to a state senator here in Powell River.
Excellent.
And I actually have a video of it up on my own personal channel, and that helped me to even talk even more. And this is before I did YouTube. And so now I'm leading up to YouTube here. Is that now when I look at the camera, I'm looking at you right now, Papa Mo. So it doesn't bother me one bit at all. And yes, I've had the thumbs down on some of my videos. I haven't had anybody, you know, say anything negative to me yet. But if they say, you know what, it's okay. I understand how to deal with the negative part coming towards me. It's not Larry. It's just the thing in general that do it.
It's my phone ringing.
Oh, excuse me. I got a phone call. I got to take. Just give me 1 sec.
Back off.
I'm going to talk to Anthony.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anthony, if you're still on here, Anthony, please just let me know you're still on here, because Victoria has said that people are their own worst critic. I'm very sorry that someone said that to you, Anthony. Anthony, I want to offer you a couple words of wisdom. I want you to pay close attention to what I say. I used to travel all over America giving this information out in classroom form to help people that were going into the ministry.
No, two different numbers.
Are you talking to me?
Sorry, I was talking to my wife. That's twice that somebody's called here and no answer. Like,
okay. I was just telling Anthony, though, I'm very sorry that someone, took it
Yeah.
upon themselves to say that. They didn't. They really should have said that in a private polo. Number one. Number two. Um, don't overestimate the value of their assumption. They may not have the weight that they think they have. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I know the person you're speaking of. I want to encourage you to go after it because you're only going to find strength when you conquer something that is stronger than you. If you conquer something that is weaker than you, then that's you being a bully. It doesn't take any courage to be a bully. It takes courage to go after a mountain that you know you cannot climb and to say, well, somehow, some way, God's got to help me. God, you got to have my back on this one, and I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna find a way to get through this. I don't know if you believe in scriptures, Anthony. I sense you do, but there's a scripture that says, "I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength to do it." It was an older random guy. Well, I'm very sorry for whoever it was, Anthony. Whoever it does, it doesn't matter because that's on them, not on you. And then the other thing is surround yourself with people. I'm not talking about yes people. I'm talking about people that will sow into you instead of take away from you. And don't get me wrong, we all have to have seed put into us, but there has to come a time when we have to sow and we have to give out and give to others. And I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about of our own hearts and our own ministries, our own minds and thinking. We have to share. You might know a 14-year-old that needs some help that you can minister to them on a much more personal level than I ever could. And don't be afraid to approach them just because this random guy approached you and said, oh, he's not a good YouTuber. They probably weren't either. In fact, there was no such thing as the internet when I was born. The only internet came when I was graduating high school. That's when we got a computer, and it was the size of like a basketball court inside. It was a huge. I go to a Christian church. Excellent. See there? Then you know the scripture, and you know the power of the scripture. Read Romans 8:28, and that's for you, brother. That's for you today. It's a popular scripture. Everybody knows
Psalm
it.
23 as well.
Yeah, Romans 8:28. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. No. I'm sorry. That's all things work together. All things work together is Philippians 4:13. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But Philippians 4:13 or Romans 8:28. In fact, just couple them one with the other. Make it a mixed drink of the scripture, if you will. But Anthony,
Psalm 23, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
Yeah, you don't have to fear about these things, Anthony. And Anthony, here's a suggestion. Here we are. There's 6 people in this room. 2 of them are on the screen before you. So technically, counting you, there's only 3 other people watching.
I actually don't even look at that number. I just talk.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying we got Victoria, me, and you and me. So there's 4. And then Anthony, that's 5. So there's really only one other person, Anthony. If you want to come up.
And we all know you, Anthony.
We all know you and we all love you. And allow the people to contribute to your life that can contribute and that won't judge you for it. No one likes to be judged for their opinion. And I do not like being a part of, and I will not be a part of, the cancel culture.
Yep.
I don't like cancel culture. You're different than I am, so you're no good. If you don't agree with me, you're no good. That's not the way it is. And that's definitely not the way Jesus is or was or ever will be.
Unconditional.
Unconditional. And that is something that's very difficult for the church, the American church, to get their head around. I have a feeling there's going to be some surprises. Anthony, if you want to come up, now is a great time. Just take a couple minutes, and I will help you. I used to teach public speaking. I used to teach the debate team to our youth group. I will come up if you want. I will get my mic. Come on. What doth hinder thee?
See, one of the things I'm having with YouTube right now is remembering like a speech. I never did the, I can't remember like a whole speech, so I have to do it. But I have ADHD, and so keeping that focus from here to here, I have a struggle. But I'm still learning it and doing with you guys and doing my stuff, and that's what I'm working on right now. It doesn't matter if somebody wants to say my videos suck or my stream sucks. It's all right. I'm learning. Come see me once I start. This is my journey. It's not your journey to worry about how I'm doing right or wrong. This is my journey, and I'm working every day to make something better. I want to get better, and I want to and I'm not doing it for me. It's just a journey that I chose to take. It's fun, and I want to be around people. I'm a sociable person now, not that introvert anymore, right?
I'm glad you're not. Because it seems the Lord has worked for you.
Yes, and that's the most important point that I want to make. Yes, God has come into my life. He's the center of my life, and he's helped me through this whole thing. He's given me this strength and this confidence to speak and be a human being again. Yeah.
Hang on, there's a cat in the room.
Woo, my cat's not here.
I knew it. What, you need out? How'd you get trapped in here?
Oh, Anthony, get in his microphone.
Kitty was trapped in here. I just now let her out. Dottie was in here. She was trapped. I didn't know it. I'm still online.
Hi, guys. It's me. Now I'm on the spot. Oh, a deer in headlights. Uh-oh. No, it's okay. What do we got going on here? So, Anthony, I will come up if you want. I will get my mic. Come on up, Anthony. Come hang out with me.
If Anthony's here.
And then Victoria says, nobody has said that to me yet. I'm not growing hardly. Victoria said she's not growing.
In the Lord or in general?
I would assume in the Lord. That's what I'm getting out of that one.
Nobody has said to me, I am not growing hardly. To me, yet I am not growing hardly. Victoria, if you're talking about, are you talking about YouTube growth? Because I don't know what happened. I went through a spring of getting to know people that I had never met before on a median I had never experienced before with technical issues that I was so utterly ill-equipped to deal with, and I do mean utterly. And then Ronnie Stokes finally twisted my arm. I mean, it was just about that bad. And he was like, Papa, come on. If anybody needs to do this, he said, you need to do this. He said, you got away with people. You really need to do this. I said, okay. So I said, well, and he's like, here's what. I'll help you do this. I'll help you get set up. I'll help you with this. I'll help you with that. And he just practically laid it out for me. And so, the grapes taste like crap. God, those are nasty. I have a few more. So I finally went with it because Ronnie was starting and reasonably successful. And I thought, what the heck? What's the worst that can happen? I don't have any cash outlay. That's not true. But this equipment that I have before me now, this was a donation. This tablet, this is a
Chromebook.
Chromebook. That was brand new. It was a donation. This I got in the mail yesterday. This is a ring light or whatever they call it. I'm using it as like a post light. If I were doing makeup, I could do stage makeup. I don't want to for several reasons. I'm just not that deep anymore. I don't have a good mic. However, I have speaking experience. And even though I've got some deaf deforms. Okay, we've got Anthony coming on.
There he is.
There's the man.
There's Anthony.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, it's on microphone.
Pop
I
up.
got on the webcam.
Anthony, can you hear me?
Anthony, you need to keep StreamYard open and then mute YouTube.
What happened?
Mute your YouTube. Can you mute your YouTube?
On my YouTube.
Did that take
There
care
it
of the problem?
There it is. That should be it there.
Is it
Pop.
better?
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I have the YouTube speaker on. I forgot.
That's all good.
Always have to have that down. It took me forever to figure out what they were doing. They were doing this, like turn it, and I'm like, what is it? I know what this means, but I don't know what you're talking about. What do you want me to stop doing? Breathing?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Wayne taught me that, and ever since, like, if I would have known that, I had all my headphones, and I bought other parts so it would do it. Now I don't even need headphones anymore.
Anthony,
Do you need headphones if you have the mic or no?
Pardon?
say it again.
Do I need the headphones if I have a microphone?
Some people depend on it. I don't, but you might.
I never did it. That's why I asked.
I don't need them, but my wife probably would. But she's used to things a whole lot louder than I have. Very sensitive hearing. I can hear what's going on, 6 rooms away. So
The only time I found that I need headphones is I'm doing like starting my live feed, which will start tomorrow night. Is hearing the audio end, and then that way there I know I can start. I can click start to go into the live feed itself.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I need headphones. But everything else, soon Blaine taught me how to just mute YouTube. Everything's fine. See, we're none of us are wearing headphones.
Headphones. That's what I thought.
Nice to meet you, by the way, Anthony. Finally.
Yeah.
I've met you before, buddy.
Papa. What I was saying before with the comment, right? It wasn't nobody from the community. It was like a random old guy said in a YouTube chat. I mean, after I did the live stream, they said in the comments.
I'm fine with that. I'm a random old guy too.
Me too. Me too.
So I talked to Heather from Us and More, and she said, "Yeah, just ignore him. Don't pay attention, and keep doing what you do."
And that's
You're well loved in the community, Anthony. So don't worry about any of those. We can't please everybody. We can't make everybody happy. There's going to be somebody that's not going to like us, but you have a huge community that's backing you, that loves you, right?
Yeah, thank you.
I will tell you, Anthony. I will tell you, I can help. I'm willing to help. I have the education, I have the experience, and I certainly have the heart to help anybody your age and down that is able to do marvels with technology that I could only dream about doing. I used to teach public speaking. I used to teach speech making. I used to be a preacher for 30 years. So I've done all these things. I've been before a crowd, having to get my idea across, using my hands, using facial expressions, that type of thing. I'm certainly willing to help any way I can and offer critique. And I'm not talking about just tearing you down. I'm talking about saying, okay, here's a couple things you did well. Here's a couple things you can improve on. And then over a period of time, work on those things, but don't move to step 3 and 4 until you get step 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
Because now here is another young man. I love him dearly. He's one of the moderators.
Hey.
Oh, Tyler.
Does anybody know who
Hey.
this young clown here? He is a clown from Florida. I love him to death. This is my guy, Tyler. Tyler, how are you, buddy?
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Wi-Fi problem.
Poor Tyler. Tyler needs to build his own internet. Tyler, rebuild the internet by next week, will you?
I need to do that. One of these days I need to fix the internet.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler's
sure.
got the perfect voice.
If I had the time, and if the internet always assumes the internet never works. Never works.
I know. I feel so sorry for you.
I wouldn't say it's Florida's internet because, Anthony, you're in Florida, right?
Yes, and I think last week I had the problem with StreamYard. My chat stopped working.
Oh.
Goodness. I'm in the
I
northern.
was at the end. I was still talking at the end, and then it just stopped completely.
I'm in the northern suburbs of Chicago. I'm right on the Wisconsin line between Chicago and Milwaukee. And we always have good signal here and over at the church, which is actually on the lake, on Lake Michigan. But I don't know how. I don't know how you make it with unable to do your streams and stuff. Oh, there went.
I'm in Juma.
Well, Papa, you're not far from Nancy, right?
Nancy, yeah, she's an hour north of me.
She's like 2 hours, I think, from Milwaukee.
Yeah, she ain't that far. She's about 30 minutes from Milwaukee.
Yeah, Nancy's Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Milwaukee. Milwaukee is just about 45 minutes from me. And then it's another half hour, if that, to her house. So she's about an hour, 15, hour and a half to her house from my house. But you know what? We haven't even got together yet. Anthony, I was going to tell you, anytime someone explains to you, do 2 things on every, look straight into the camera, pretend like.
Yeah, the webcam's up there,
wherever, do you know where the eye is? Because I've got a little green light. So pretend that's your neighbor's eye. And pretend, just make believe it's only one person that you're talking to. And instead of the chat having 7 or 10 or 12 or 20 or 50 or 100 or 500 people, just make it one person in your mind. And like you would talk to one person in the mall or I don't know where kids go these days, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And always look right at them. Don't do one of these numbers. Here's where people go wrong. And listen to my voice as my head turns away. Yeah, I was there last year. And well, right as my head turns away, there goes my voice. I have to keep my voice right at the person, whoever the person is. And then I have to keep my eyes right with eye contact with them. It helps them connect with your message.
Yeah.
You put up. You know what?
I used to do that all the time. I used to not look at the camera.
Tyler took a couple tips way a long time ago. Nothing big, just a couple things I suggested. He has improved tremendously. I've been amazed, and he didn't get ugly ass about it. He didn't get all shitty and nasty and you telling me what to do. I thought, you know what? Here's the thing. He can take advantage of 35 years of my retirement for free, like a smart man would. Or
hey, you're charging me.
Oh, that's right. And I'm going to get my money. No, you can pay me in Mountain Dew as long as it's made with real sugar.
Okay, I'll get my daughter to send it to you. She's not too far from you.
Oh, in New Mexico?
Yeah, that's not far.
No. You know what? I run out to Santa Fe all the time. Yeah. They're right like Chicago, Santa Fe, they're right there together.
You know what? When I say those kinds of things, I think airplane.
It's still
Flying in America seems really cheap. I would love to have that airfares that you guys have down.
oh,
Anthony, you know I'm up in Canada, right?
Yeah, where are you? British, Victoria?
North of Vancouver, British Columbia. Excuse me.
So are you far from the Victoria cruise port?
I am 3 hours away from the Victoria Cruise Port.
Oh, okay.
northeast.
Well, you would have to say north, and then I'd take an hour and 20-minute ferry ride across.
And how far are you from Vancouver cruise port?
Basically the same distance. So to get from here to Vancouver, I have to take 2 ferries. To get to Victoria, I only need to take one and a 3-hour ride south.
Because I think Victoria's the last port.
I'm assuming you've been on an Alaskan cruise.
No, I want to.
Oh yes, because Victoria is.
But I've seen vlogs. I've seen a lot of vlogs of Alaska.
Yes.
You say Milwaukee, and I think about Laverne and Shirley. LOL. Yes.
Poor Squiggy just passed away out of Laverne and Shirley.
I saw that just the other day.
My buddy.
Nice, Larry. I've been on a Canadian cruise up to Nanaimo in Victoria. Nice area up there.
That's beautiful country.
Really, Tyler? What do you think of Nanaimo? I actually
Yeah.
Nanaimo.
We did a Canadian repositioning cruise a few years back.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, keep an eye on keep an ear on your delay. Give allowance. I think Tyler's got a pretty sizable delay, so just keep that in mind. If you see his lips moving, just give a break for a second. God bless and have an awesome day, everyone. Victoria May, we love you. We're so happy.
Have a good day, Victoria.
Want you to have a great evening. If you're on,
have a good night, Victoria.
In about 2 hours, my show's going to go live. Tyler's going live in 1 hour, right, Tyler?
Oh, he froze again.
I'm
going live in 50 minutes.
Yep. There's a delay there. See, it's about a 10-second delay. You have to give him time to reply. I hate dead space, but you really have to allow it. It's just the bugger of technology, you know. God bless and have a great day. Tyler Show, grab Amy Kephart saying hi. I forget where Amy's from.
Papa, are you going on a new cruise? Disney Wish supposed to come out.
I am going. What?
The Disney Wish.
No, I'm not. You know what? I number one, I don't have the money. The cruise is
it's expensive. Disney.
I love the Disney. Their company. We studied their software when our church was going big. We studied some of their software and got some of their people to come in and paid a fortune for it. They do have a great business plan, and they've got very good communication skills, very good customer service, taught us a lot. But I can't justify the cost. These cruises, the 2 that I'm going on, were both gifts to me. These were people that were giving them as gifts for my retirement. Both of these couples were independently wealthy, and one gave me a celebrity cruise.
A celebrity's nice.
Yeah, and another one gave me a cruise on Royal Caribbean. That's all changed now. Now I'm going on the ship show and sharing at sea to Bermuda this year in New York.
When is it? I forgot when is it.
That is October 24th-ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot the date.
And then I'm going in January to Aruba on Mexico. No, on Carnival Magic.
The Magic? I've been on the Magic. It's nice.
Out of Portugal.
I was supposed to be on Magic next month, but they canceled it.
I said Portugal. Sorry.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Ammonia. They canceled it.
Say again?
And I think in March, I had a cruise for the MSC Ammonia. They canceled. Ammonia. And then in December,
I had a cruise in last April, and that was canceled on the Independence of the Seas.
Last April?
Tyler, you like loyal to Royal?
That's last April, so April of 2020.
Okay.
I am temporarily, but 'cause my family does Royal Caribbean the most. But I personally have no care. I could do any cruise line: Disney, MSC, Royal Caribbean, Carnival. I'm personally have to try any cruise line nowadays.
Bring me a cruise ship, I'll jump on it and cruise anywhere.
I'm the same way.
I was supposed to be on Carnival Radiance November, but it got canceled.
Yeah, because Anthony, the Radiance is going to the West Coast now. It's not coming here to Florida. I know I had some friends booked on the Radiance when it was in the Florida, and they moved it to the West Coast now.
Yeah, and my cruise in February got canceled. Norwegian Epic too.
This boy, with his mind, he keeps
Yeah, I know.
these ships.
So the Radiance is going where, Tyler? Like on the West Coast?
L.A.
It's replacing the Fantasy and the Inspiration that were sold for scrap. They're replacing those out of the West Coast, out of Long Beach.
So they go south, down to Mexico and stuff. Like
Mexico,
Yeah, 3 and 4 night cruises to Mexico, I think.
Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah.
I think it's Cabo in Ensenada, but I'm not sure about Ensenada because about the ship size.
Yeah, depends on the ship. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Tyler. Do you know anything about? I'm going on the. Well, we're scheduled. The schedule says January of next year for our Aruba cruise. Going. I said Portugal a moment ago. I didn't mean Portugal. I mean the port of Canaveral, and it's the Carnival Magic. Do you know anything about that? Can you tell me anything about that while I put my teeth in?
Oh, yeah. All I know is the Magic's right now is in, I believe, the Mediterranean right now. So she's still over in Europe right now, repatriating cruise. So I don't know if she'll come back to Port Canaveral anytime soon.
Papa doesn't know where the ship is.
Say again, Tyler.
It was Anthony that was talking, Papa.
Green screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anthony, go ahead.
No, I said there's a website you can see where the ship is.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
and
it?
there's an app. There's a few apps that will allow you to do that too. But Carnival Magic's supposed to go to dry dock in March because that was my cruise was February 28th to March 6th, and I was canceled before all the other cancellations in February of 2021 because of they wanted to push the Magic into dry dock at that time. But most likely they're over in Europe where it was last time I looked.
Now, what does that mean? How long?
My favorite website to track the ships has to be Maritime Tracker. That's the most accurate out of all of them.
Yeah, the other one is Cruise Ship Tracker. Yeah,
I have two of them.
Cruise Ship Tracker.
I have Ship Locator and.
The Maritime is the most accurate out of my research.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that one up, Tyler. See how much of an influence you have on the community, Tyler. Okay, where is it?
Ship Locator. Oh, Tyler, how do I get rid of a cruise? I've got my ship. Hold on. Change idea.
You do that. I'm gonna say.
I've got.
Danny, how you doing, Danny? From Griswold family.
Is that Shipmate? Because I don't use Shipmate. So.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I
need to get out of this cruise. I'm not on this cruise.
Okay, I have it. You want me to show you?
Yeah, what do I do?
Okay, so go to the cruise where you at. You gotta go to my profile. I mean, not my profile. Go where it says my cruises.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm on a green screen.
My cruises, okay.
And then where you see, go click where it says all cruises.
All cruises, okay. Oh, Carnival Magic.
And then you hold it, then it says remove cruise. Are you sure you want to remove your cruise from your list? Cancel or remove? Wait.
I think I need to add one.
See?
Okay.
It says cancel or remove.
Cancel alert. Okay. Okay, now How do I add what? Oh,
Once you press remove, it should be deleted.
okay. So
Oh, you want to add a cruise?
NCL Norwegian is NCL means Norwegian, right?
Anthony's got
Norwegian.
a green screen.
No, I don't have a green screen. That's my wall.
I know, but it's green. It'll work. It should work as a green screen.
I tried that. It's still fuzzy when I did that too.
Lighting.
I just got
Try
a green
lighting,
screen,
different
so
lighting
I'm
on it. It
trying
has
out
to be
mine.
lighted lit evenly. What's that, Tyler?
21 October
Is he talking to David and Aaron?
7. David and Aaron, are they here?
No,
I
no.
just
got a green screen
Danny
today, so
Griswold
I'm
asking
testing
if
mine
you're
out.
talking to David and Aaron.
Oh no, I'm not. Although I will if they're here. Amy is still here. I've only been on Carnival. I've had 2 booked on Royal, but they've been canceled. Yeah. Hi, Danny Griswold, my friend. Blaine's back. I don't have any apps, but I know when ship happens. Oh, shut up.
And Papa, ECC Travels gave away a free cruise on Holland America
Oh, you know.
to Alaska. Yeah.
October 20. Okay, is this the Bermuda then? I guess?
Either Tyler or Anthony, one of you guys aren't booking cruises till I think it was Tyler. You were saying you're not booking cruises until it's, more?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing until I see someone sailing.
I agree, Anthony. I'm not
I have
booking
2
anything
booked. I
until
have
see more
one for
cruises sailing.
January 2022 and then October 2022.
Because I had another one in February. I left from San Juan. I think the Epic, but it got canceled.
Because when they start
I
sailing
wanted
again, they're going to
to
be
do that.
new bookings according to some people. So I'm holding it out.
I was
Yeah.
looking at that one that went out of San Juan, but I'm going to San Juan in January.
No, I was going in February. It's on 7 Nights Southern Caribbean.
Oh, that's a nice one. Does
Yeah,
does anybody know when the Sharon at Sea ship show Bermuda cruise out of New York? I know it's October this year, but do you know what the date is?
It would be in
wait,
your
let me go
shipmate.
down.
I'll look in
Papa,
shipmate.
you don't have Sharon as a friend on Shipmate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you do, go on it, then it has the cruises there.
Sharon at Sea cruises. They are
Sharon at Sea. Let me see.
tonight, Norway.
What was it? The
They
Breakaway?
got like 100 of these freaking cruises. What have they got going on here?
Papa, what was it? The Breakaway?
The Breakaway.
Yeah.
October 24th.
24. Oh, no, that's 20. Yeah, October
Yeah,
24th,
October 24th.
2021.
Round trip on the Norwegian Breakdown. Okay.
Breakdown.
New York.
You're
You're back-
2 days at sea, then Bermuda. You're there in Bermuda for 3 days, then a day at sea, and back in New York.
Okay, so it's a couple days at sea, 3 days there, and a couple of days at sea back.
Yeah, 2 days to go there and 1 day back. Yeah, at sea, yeah.
1 day back?
Yeah, because after you leave New York, right? You're 2 days at sea, then you dock 3 days in Bermuda, and a day at sea back, then you arrive in New York the next day.
It's only
Anthony?
2 days.
Do you have shipmates?
Yeah,
Can I add you?
yeah.
Why do I not have Sharon?
You know, I thought you had Sharon.
What?
You don't have Sharon?
Why do I not? I'm going to have to call her and get some people in.
You have Lalita Loca or no?
Uh-oh. Anthony has a special selling to his name. How's your...
Oh, wait, let me see. Oh, it's Anthony Simone 21.
Oh, okay, that's right. There we go.
Oh, man, I don't know if...
That's what I don't like about shipmates. You have to have the exact spelling properly.
I don't know if it's under Papa Mozo or Alan Ellsworth. Ah,
Do you have a shipmates, Tyler? There it is. Oh,
what
right.
crap.
I just accepted it.
There we go. Thank you,
Anthony,
Anthony.
Yeah.
are you on that cruise, Anthony?
No.
What?
I'm not on it, nope.
I'm not going to know anybody. It's a Sharon at Sea ship show. And I'm
Sharon,
not gonna
you
know.
know the ship show and Nancy? Nancy's on there.
Oh, okay. Well, Nancy.
Wait, Nancy, let's see.
Papa Moses, we can see who's in your friends list.
And Papa, do you have a camera?
Do I have a camera?
Yeah, because I was saying, are you gonna vlog the cruise or you don't do that?
I never have. I don't even know how to vlog.
Oh, okay. That's why I asked if you have a camera. I didn't know.
Hold the camera and
I'm afraid I'm going to have too many people with cameras up me bum.
Yeah, Nancy will, the ship show, Sharon, and
All of them will.
I know. I do plan to like break dance on the deck until I snap my neck and have a stroke that ends my
Papa,
life.
when you go
In
on
his
that cruise,
speedo.
you gotta get the ship show shirt.
In his speedo.
You gotta get the Bagak shirt.
You know what? I don't have a Bagak shirt. I just have a.
I just ordered one. I have one.
I'm up here.
Danny, I heard from a friend that Tinder is easier, Amy.
Ooh. Tinder. I better be watching out on that Tinder bit.
You might have added Sharon at sea before, and they might not have added or responded to the request. Sometimes you have to respond to the request, right?
And it
Profile.
depends because I don't know if they go on shipmate a lot. You gotta. I guess you gotta text Sharon and ask her.
That's right. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Papa, you have midlife crazy?
Midlife crazy. I have. Let's see.
Shipmate.
I have Bug 4477, Chef Short, Carol Krasinski. She lives right up here, right down the road from me. I've got Dewey. Life is Good Today, too. Nautical Nurse Nancy, Plump Traveler, Sailing Away with Team K, Shauna 811, which I believe is Shauna in Michigan, and Shauna Short 86, which is Shauna in South Carolina. Us and More YT, which is Us and More. And then Baba G's. Baba G's. Who is that?
Who's that?
Cape Coral, Florida. That must.
Oh, I got you, Amy.
That must be Heather, I guess.
What happened?
What's going on?
Danny.
I don't know.
He doesn't have a shipmate.
What happened?
I don't know.
Sorry. No, I'm just saying Danny doesn't have a shipmate.
I ain't gonna touch that. So, am I in? Oh,
I have
okay.
luxury.
Let me add Anthony. Anthony, what is yours? Capitals or no?
No capital.
No capital.
No,
All one word.
Yeah, Anthony Simone, 21.
Simone.
21, all one word.
Yeah, the numbers are together. Yeah.
We found your shipmate.
Tyler, I didn't get your response. Do you have one?
no, I don't
accepted
have a
you.
shipmate.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if this ship goes into dry dock, anybody that knows, how long? I'm talking about my Carnival Magic for this next January. How long do they usually keep them in dry dock, and for what purpose?
Tyler. Sorry,
Dry dock's usually about 1 month.
Oh,
Yeah, usually dry dock's usually about 1 month. Depending what the refurbishment is. If it's a heavy refurbishment with water slides being added, maybe a flow rider or better upgrades to the ship, sometimes it's either 2 months. But usually less than a month because, again, dry dock costs the ship's money, so they try to keep everything less than a month. But it's 24 hours. They don't stop when dry dock comes. Usually they don't take nights off. They work 24 hours. It's a 24-hour shift.
Man, you know a lot about cruising and stuff in that sense, man. That's awesome.
what am I going to do with this guy?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with this guy?
Now, keep in mind, it is under certain circumstances right now, which may take longer. Oh, you're getting a phone call.
Hello.
Hey, Danny, do you have a shipmate?
I go from 5 to 6. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on Magic right now. Or no, sorry, next month. Yeah, they were going to put it in dry dock. And I
No, I
don't remember. But yeah, you're right, Tyler. Yeah, about a month to 2 months.
Yeah. I hope more ships come back to the U.S. because as of right now here in Port Canaveral, we have no ships in Canaveral except the Disney ships. So I'm hoping more Carnival ships like the Magic, the Breeze, or the Mardi Gras comes to Canaveral soon.
You're in Port Canaveral, aren't?
Yeah.
So that would mean you're close to like the rockets taking off.
Yep. We saw the one yesterday.
All right, love you.
I want to go there.
You never went there?
I've never seen a rocket take off, and I would love to go there.
Oh,
Both
that's
of my cruises are out of Miami. So how far away is Miami from the rockets?
I think like 3 hours.
Oh, it's a good 4-hour drive. We when we were on the Freedom of the Seas back in the day, we saw a rocket, a ULA rocket launch way back in the day.
somebody got to have mercy on me. Pick me up, Anthony. Pick me up, brother. Pick me up, brother. I think I have Plump already. Yep. I got
You already have me, Papa. I'm the one that helped you open your shipmates.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Papa, you can see how many cruises I went on.
How many
Actually,
did you go on?
I'm still waiting for you to
I went on
respond
a
to
lot.
mine. I've never seen how many cruises you've been on.
45 cruises?
I accepted you,
Oh,
Larry.
sorry, there it is. There it is.
45. Wow, that's a lot.
45 cruises?
Wait.
45. Whoa.
Yeah, but wait, don't count the ones that says wait.
Okay, 41. 41 cruises.
41's still a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
just count the past. That's the one. Yeah.
Holy moly!
I want to get that many before I turn 30, but that's like
I'm 50 and I haven't even been on a cruise yet.
I did 10 so far, and I thought that was a big number.
The Canadians don't count because I got canceled, so I never took it off.
Anthony, we were going to go. Our schedule was to go March 28th of 2020 before COVID hit on the Celebrity Summit, and it's showing you went on that in March of 2017. Did you like that?
No audio.
I went on that.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
Hello, Anthony.
it wasn't a regular cruise. It was like a charter cruise. It was like a 80s, 90 cruise.
Oh, okay.
How is charter cruises? I've never done a charter cruise. Are they any difference from a normal cruise? I know they are different, but are they more I don't know, is the crew different? Do they act different, or is it still the same food and stuff?
Yes, I love it. The celebrity is nice. I want to do the aqua class though, like Jenny did.
So the Norwegian Gem in
Hello?
2017, June 10th, that's my anniversary. You went to New England. Did you stop in St. John, New Brunswick? Anthony, sorry. Oh, delay.
There's nothing wrong with you loving me. Ooh. Oh, sorry.
Delay or something.
Yeah, surprisingly, I think so. I see people here in Florida. We always have the delays.
Wow.
I'm usually the ones who have the delays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're doing perfect right
The
now.
same food, but they the itinerary, not itinerary, the daily program, that's different.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't catch that whole thing. What?
I think he's talking about the charter cruise.
Oh,
Are
the
we
charter.
going alone from a third power? Yes, Lord.
Oh.
I'm going to have to shake my tatas. I have never sailed from Port Canaveral.
Yeah,
Anybody want to talk about that?
That's a Tyler answer.
Yeah,
there.
I just went to Port Canaveral. That's my home port.
Yeah, yes, I went there.
And Tyler gave his opinion. What about you, Anthony? I'm having a real hard time hearing you, buddy. Say again.
If I can.
Hello, it's not working.
Oh, now I got you. Go ahead.
Anthony, do you have anything working in the background on your computer other than just your webcam and like StreamYards? Because you can't have anything open other than StreamYard because it takes up a lot of resources on your computer. Papa.
Larry,
You're going to force me.
can you hear me, or you want me to come out and go back in?
Your audio.
We can hear you. It comes in and out.
Well, we got you on that one.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, it'll come in and out. It's really weird.
I don't know what happened.
All right. I was asking Anthony about, and you can say again, you may have answered, but I didn't get it. And I'll give you a chance. I'll wait for you to reply for the Port Canaveral boarding. Did you like embarkation and disembarking?
Papa, Danny's asking me to do twerking in the background here, so.
Absolutely. I hear someone doing.
The photo right behind me is Port Canaveral.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What ship is that?
Yeah.
What
Cocoa
ship is
Beach,
it, Tyler?
That's the Disney Dream.
Dream, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the
That's
Mayor
the-
Odenheim.
That's the Disney Dream right behind me.
270,000 ton cargo.
Maybe I'll put a like a cruise ship on that water behind me. The closest I get to cruise ship is on our ferries here.
Well, in all fairness, you have some huge ferries.
Yeah, the closest we get to cruise ships here in Florida is either when they're docked in port or...
Yeah. I would love. Florida has always been a place that I wanted to go to because it seems like there's so many things to do there that I'm interested in. You know, my kids live in New Mexico.
Port was nice, but I like Miami. I love the scenery in Miami.
Likes Miami better. Okay.
See, yeah, I am quite older than you guys, so I've always dreamt of going to March break. You know, being a guy, you know, March break, Miami Beach, you know.
Yeah, Miami's a nice port to sail away from, too. I really like Miami.
I've not sailed Port Canaveral, but I'm telling you, Miami is a nasty.
I said I like Port Canaveral, but I like Miami better.
Really?
I like Port Canaveral just the overall port infrastructure, but Miami's top.
We're talking all over each other. Say again,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Sorry.
Say again, Anthony.
YouTube.
I lost Anthony. Tyler, go ahead.
I have you.
So I was saying,
YouTube. You want me to take it off?
Okay, let's all just meet in Miami and we'll discuss it there. Is that okay?
We're actually going to be in Miami together, I think, Papa Moja, because you're leaving January 2022 as well.
So I am.
Yes, we're leaving January 29th on the Freedom out of Miami, and you are leaving. Where did I see? Shipmates.
We're going to Aruba on Port Canaveral, though.
Oh, you're at a Port Canaveral. I thought you were at Miami.
yeah, Port Canaveral, I tell you, though, it's amazing port. They truly have upgraded this port from it used to be okay, now they upgraded top-notch.
I have not been to Port Canaveral as a tourist. I have been there way back when it was Cape Canaveral to watch, the Rockets go. This would have been 1986, 1988, 1990, that era. But that was 200 years before you were born, so. last.
So what are your ports, Papa? Because we're sailing basically south at the same time. Because we're going to St. Kitts, St. Martin,
Yes, it was good.
San
Can you hear
Juan,
me?
and Grand Turk. So you're going to be in any of those ports? Maybe we'll meet up in the same port the same day.
We're going to be at Grand Turk, and Aruba, and Bonaire.
So Grand Turk, what day are you in Grand Turk?
I will.
Maybe I should look that up.
That'd be cool if you guys collide with scheduling.
That would be so freaking cool. If we did.
Or still
I can
sound?
hear you now, Anthony. I got Anthony. Good. Go, Anthony.
7, which is February 4th. Okay, you're going to be in Grand Turk February 4th. Let's see when we're going to be there.
I don't know when I'm going to be.
You're going to be there February 4th.
February 4th?
Yeah. And we are going to be there. Woo-hoo! It is!
Do we have
so cool?
Do we have a jackpot?
We do.
That's awesome.
We're going to be in Grand Turk the same day, Papa.
Let's say we play a joke on our wives, swap cabins and swap ships. You end up in Chicago. I'll end up in Powell River. Whichever one of us can still walk when we get back, we'll meet.
There we go. There we go. That is so cool. Yeah.
Because if you can walk, you're gonna beat it. You're gonna beat it back to Chicago because Shelly ain't having me.
Papa, what were you saying earlier? Crossing paths and all that kind of stuff.
There you go. I don't know where you're seeing that, Plump.
I'm in your thing right here.
Watch it. Don't get into my thing.
Well, not quite.
Your
Speedo probably wouldn't fit me.
Ships, ports. Oh, you'd be surprised.
So yeah, Friday, February 4th, Grand Turk at 9 a.m. for us.
Why do I not see this? Tyler, what am I?
For you.
I can't see this.
I have to reopen it again to get at yours, Papa.
General feed.
Profile, shipmate, Papa.
Wrong thing. There's nothing wrong.
2 cruises.
Whoa.
January 29th, Magic.
That Holland America looks.
February 4th, Grand Turk. So you get in an hour before us. So you make sure you save me one of those green chairs.
One of the green chairs. You can't get on my ship. Oh, are you on the beach?
Yeah, on the beach.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can do that. We can do that. Received our refund. It only
And make sure you get us an umbrella, which I think they charge for you or something.
I'm not sure. It's Grand Turk, so I'm not sure. Because it isn't a private island, so maybe they do. I'm not sure.
Have you been to Grand Turk before, Tyler?
No, because it's not it's a Carnival exclusive destination.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to be at Grand Turk for something, but I've never been there before. And I don't know what day I'm going to go.
I just told you. Friday,
you guys are going together.
4th, 2022 at 8 a.m.
Oh, that's where we're crossing is Grand Turk? Oh, I thought you meant in Aruba. Oh, okay. I got you.
That is just the coolest thing ever.
I've been told by cruise friends of mine that are cruisy-holics, that Grand Turk is their favorite. What do we do? Would we lose Anthony? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone. I have to go drop off in a few minutes because I have my show coming up at 5. But
okay,
I'll stick around for a few more.
We'll see you in a bit.
Have a good night, Tyler.
I'll be here for a few more minutes. I got a few more.
Oh, okay. He's looking for a link, Papa. Anthony is.
Oh, he's looking for a link. Okay. I don't know. Everybody that I've talked to that is a serious cruise person said that they absolutely love Grand Turk.
Yeah.
But now most of the people I talk to are Carnival people. I've never cruised Carnival. So.
And it's the same here. That's all I really know a lot of is Carnival.
Why can I
Dave
not?
and Brandy's excursions, Brandy, they're the ones that really sold me on Grand Turk. It was the dog. They had a dog.
Or do you know?
What's that?
Are they going to be there that day too?
No.
My cruises, next cruise. Okay, that's in. Okay, all cruises. Norwegian. Carnival.
Anthony's looking for a link to come back on.
Oh! I thought you meant. Sorry.
All good.
Control V. Is that it? Yeah.
So what's your next cruise, Tyler? You don't know? Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
don't know.
Sorry.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
But
I'm,
as of right
I'll
now,
bet
even if it's
you
not a
the
next
royal
cruise
one.
that I'm eyeing a cruise, 8 nights to the Bermuda or Aruba out of Port Canaveral on the Mariner of the Seas.
Go with us to Bermuda. We're all going on the breakdown.
Oh, that's the 3-day one, is or 6-day one altogether, and 3 days in Bermuda, right?
Problem is that's in New York, and that's for us people in Florida. That's a long haul
Yeah.
to get up there.
Amazingly, Tyler,
No,
it's the same
time.
price for me to fly down to see you than it is to fly to New York. And I'm on the west coast of Canada. It's $300 to fly to Florida, $300 to fly to New York.
Bermuda is a lot more north.
Is that round trip or is that a single?
Round trip. Canadian.
Hey,
at that.
Bermuda is a
that's
whole
not
lot
bad.
more north than you realize.
So I'm curious, you guys are cruisers. So this 3 days in Bermuda, that
Then
means you're
Bermuda.
hanging out into town for 3 days and your cruise ship is the resort kind of deal.
Yeah, they basically, it's open 24 hours. You just get on and off whenever you want. If it stays in the same port in Bermuda. Some cruises though, however, they'll go to 3 different ports. If they're a smaller ship, they'll go to. But if it's a bigger ship, they'll just stay at the one port in Bermuda, and they let you get on and off whenever you want.
Ah.
It's like a floating hotel when they.
I have another question. The Bermuda Triangle. You guys aren't scared of that?
No, Bermuda.
No, I've sailed through it millions of times. Not millions, but a couple of times. No, I'm scared.
No, I hear you. I'm only joking. It doesn't bother me a bit.
Here's Bermuda. Here's New York City.
Yeah.
Here's Miami. It's just as far north as it is south. It's way east. It is out. If you look on a latitude, on a longitude, it's out along with Barbados.
Yes.
It's at a much higher latitude. It's more in line with North Carolina and the Outer Banks of North Carolina because it isn't near as south. I'm a little bit leery about going.
There's 2 ports in Bermuda.
There's actually 3, I believe. There's not Georgetown, but there's 3 of them because the Empress of the Seas was supposed to do a cruise, but it was sold to another company. It's supposed to do a cruise up to 3 ports. I think it was Hamilton, Kings Wharf, the main one, and then another one.
Just fascinating with how you pull up all that information, Tyler. It's just amazing.
That kid's ridiculous. I don't understand. They're calling this a 9-day, 8-night, 9-day.
Yeah, because you get back in the port on the 9th day.
Yeah, well, that's supposed to be a no-no.
Well, even an 8th day is supposed to be a no-no because anything over 7 days is what the thing was saying.
Right. So,
but what people are banking on is that it's
Yeah,
not
but if
gonna
it's
be
after
effective.
November,
is Clea going to lift
after
it?
November, it's supposed to expire. Supposed to.
Yeah. Supposed to, yes.
Yeah, but our cruise to Bermuda is before November.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's all I know about that.
I heard rumors that they may just cancel a whole bunch of cruises, even if your ship will sail, because of that they want to restart with a blank slate with new itineraries and everything.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard wind from a guy who says he knows. I'm not convinced he does, but he says he does.
I think the other one's Navy Dock.
What is it?
Oh, he's thinking about Bermuda, the other port, one of the ports. Navy Dock.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, the Navy dock, I think, is the main one at King's Wharf.
But Papa, you don't count the days. You only count the night.
I think the CDC, though, is counting days, but I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, I got to run. I have a show, so I'll catch you tomorrow or whenever. So
Good night,
I'll see you
Tyler.
at 6 o'clock. So
All right, buddy. I'll be there with you.
alrighty.
I got to go cook dinner soon. So Anthony, I was asking earlier, were you ever in St. John, New Brunswick on the New England cruise? Nothing. Wow.
It's real hard to get used to the delay. That's part of the problem. It gets mistaken as I'm
I
not
don't
paying
know. There's a
attention.
problem.
I know you're paying attention. If people are not used to that kind of a delay, it's a pretty hefty delay. It's like a 15-second delay.
There's a way to stop the delay. As you notice, I'm not delaying, right?
Nah, not to me. No.
And I'm not saying this is the actual thing, but what happens is if you have a lot of resources being used on your computer, that causes the delay. There's also one on the YouTube side. If you go into the YouTube, when you go live in that way through actual YouTube.
No, I said, are you going on a panorama?
Gotcha, buddy.
So that's a big delay there, Papa. It's all good. It's all good. This is all learning for us all.
That's right. You know what? I would rather do it with 4 people in the room and 3 of us on here than with 24 people in the room and 3 of us on here. I would rather us do it right here, right now.
Envision in 2 years, Papa, where we're all going to be.
Y'all talking about Speedos again for your shorts. No, I ain't talking about Speedos. I'm wearing Speedos. They're comfortable. If you find something more comfortable that's legal, let me know. And you can turn
what about boxers?
You can turn those are not comfortable.
Oh, the pair I'm wearing right now are.
I don't want my stuff hanging down to my knee. Who wants that? I gotta have something comfy. I
don't want to go there. Family friendly channel here.
Oh yeah, forgot about that part.
Wow, I'm really impressed with my lighting today, and I'm not trying to. Wow, now I got to know. I got to remember. I got to take a picture of how it's set so I can.
Oh, you're gonna fall for that old trick, are you? No. Naughty Larry.
Actually, I wanted to ask you the audio. How is my audio to you? Like I'm trying to get. How do I say it?
Your audio is good. Your bass and treble, your equalization, your pressure, every bit of it.
Really? I'm just using the webcam.
Yeah.
As you noticed, I have a microphone. I have 3 of these actually.
You got a much better mic than I do. I don't have a mic. I'm on this Chrome pad or whatever this Chrome.
Yeah.
Or wait, am I on this pad? No, I'm on the Chrome tablet. No, the Chrome laptop's what I'm on.
I would say if you had like 30,000 followers, then I would be worried about that. In my opinion.
You know, I think I come up the old school vocal training and everything. And I had a vocal, I had a vocal teacher for 15 years of vocal training, and sang my way, into the hearts and minds of people. I talk plenty loud enough. I don't even need a microphone in a stadium if I didn't. I'll put it that way. But even my sniffing is loud. I was recording myself the other day doing my daily video, and I went and listened to it, and it sounded like some tsunami coming in. I'm like, oh my gosh. I erased that thing right now and went over and redid it, and I'm like, tried, but it's just so bad right now because my beard is so heavy, and my mustache is just growing up.
I've never taken vocal lessons, Papa, and I would love to because I love singing. And I'm thinking, when you go on a cruise, I'm hearing you guys that's been on cruises before. You do karaoke. I've been practicing a couple karaoke songs. No,
I don't know if they allow it or not. I would love to do it on a ship. When I was on a ship in 2014, I was on Jewel. They had a house band specialized in reggae, pretty much. I I didn't see any problem with making myself at home. It doesn't take 5 seconds to hear somebody playing right to know they can play. It doesn't take 5 seconds to hear somebody playing wrong to know they have no business on a keyboard.
I actually love seeing people in karaoke. As long as I had a few drinks, I love hearing somebody singing off key. Love it.
Well, I
For
mean,
me, that's all part of the. We're not rock stars. We're not singing. For 10,000 fans here. We're talking in front of friends and having a good time. Bless the Lord. Like it's.
well, I was talking about like playing.
Yeah.
And oh boy, they acted like I was touching their Steinway or something, and I'm like, this is a $2,000 Yamaha keyboard. This is not a Steinway, kids.
I have $100 61 key M Audio MIDI keyboard.
There you go. You can carry bigger things on board than what they were fussing at me about. And like, sir, you're not allowed to touch this stuff. And I said, oh, I just wanted to play a song, but I mean, I know what I'm doing. No, yeah, but that's okay. And when I heard them play the same 3 chords all week, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad we got professionals here. Sure is great. Hey, live and let live. I got to run and get rid of some trash and eat.
Yeah, I got to do some things too.
Get some dinner. That's cool about Grand Turk. You're going to have to remind me of that over and over.
We certainly will.
Because I'll totally forget that. When is that? The 4th of
February 4th, 2022.
So now wait.
We'll be in there at 8 a.m. and I will be in at 9 a.m.
Now, what ship are you coming in on, eh?
Carnival Freedom.
Carnival Freedom. Out of, wait, hold on. What?
We're cruising out of Miami on January 29th, and you're cruising out of Port Canaveral on the 29th.
Well, then we're going way farther than you are, though. I can tell you that.
No, I'm actually.
No, you're going to Aruba, though, right?
No, I'm going to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, San Juan, and then you're going to Aruba. Yeah. You're doing the cruise that I'm doing in October of 2022.
Yeah, Aruba's nice. Barbados. If you get a chance to get to Barbados, get there.
Yeah, this is the one we're doing is Aruba.
I tell you, listen, if you want to
Ramona, or whatever it's called, Ramona, whatever it is, and the other one on
Roatan,
Republican, or whatever it is.
I'll tell you, if you get a chance to go out of San Juan, take San Juan down. This would be on Royal. If they ever have it again, take a fly into San Juan, stay at the old San Juan Hotel in Old San Juan, stay at the Marriott downtown, and go San Juan, Tortola, St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, not to be confused with Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Dominica, and then Barbados. And then it's all the way back up to San Juan.
I was actually eyeing that cruise, but it was on Carnival Fascination.
I took it on Royal Jewel of the Seas. No disappointment whatsoever. And the entertainment was great on that ship. The food was great on that ship. Now, this was 2014. A lot has changed. But anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Oh, you know what? I better shut this off. Everybody, I'm going to be back in a bit on Tyler's show, and then I'll be up on mine.
I'll be back with you. You remember you're bringing me on, right?
Yeah, I'm going to shut this down. So,
okay, talk to you later.
Should I leave this up or shut it down? Let me shut it down. Bye, everybody. I'll be back.